another clash, and we've got Justin Casters. Make some noise for Rivington and Van Silly.
It has been a long time, a year, since Sentinels and G2 met in that Tier 1 competition. They talked about Jonah P getting to play against his old team, and now this is the first time Ewok gets to go up against Josh RT on the stage. So we'll have to see how all the brains come together here for this battle.
There are a lot of very fun storylines between these two teams. I mean, they're juggernaut
Just in case y'all wanted to know
for the Americas. There's a trash talk between Rob Moore against the whole G2 squad, but also to what Bren has alluded to, it is a very important match between these two teams because of the strength of schedule. Exactly. Winning this one here will
all day, so
greatly increase their chances to make into the top 2 seeds and skip the play-ins to get into the playoffs.
5%. He says.
Asterisks on that one. But let's kick things off now on Breeze. Sentinels on the attack side, and we'll see now if that change of Joran going on to Neon will definitely help. G2 might bring here in this matchup of Breeze.
Well, A-main control all ready to be jockeyed over here to start the round off. No more than 15 seconds in, and they're about to play the cat and mouse game. A nice slide by Jogamo. He goes for more. Takes seconds there as Jerwin gets a quick spam back onto Trenton. Jog's just going to try to slip out. They're happy with the damage they've done.
A great first blood, and that's all thanks to that push from Baby Bay down towards the elbow to give the idea that there's a huge clump of players of Sentinels probably splitting towards the A side. Now pushing towards middle. Cortezia is about to get traded out as well, and there's still the player advantage coming out for G2. At the end of this round, though, at the minute mark, look at Baby Bay also cutting the rotations. He's going to be able to see this whole rotate back from Sentinels from their loss of the battle of the control into A main.
Been delivering that information the whole time, which is why they're so confident to move his 3 outdoor, move into lobby, and know they're making that correct decision. And they just wait. He's got a full line on this to make sure they don't go mid either.
It's a dangerous one. I mean, get your 1, you're happy.
30 seconds left.
At least now it's time to stall the time and let your team rotate as well. Stars will be placed down. They got the trip on the other side.
Out of Headhunters, and that's going to do them in. 20 seconds left, so this is going to put the pressure on Sentinels now to get in and plant. Harbor Wall is going to give them some clearance, but it's also going to give Valen a chance to move in. What a shot just on the outside of the smoke, and Leaf is going to finish the round. Pistol for G2.
If this is a type of game based on just this piss around, this is going to be super fun. I would expect here a 3-mapper between these two teams, but you're also looking at the veto so far, in my eyes, out of recency bias, that this might favor a little bit more towards G2, being very good into the last times that they figured out kind of their identity to put BBB back on this chamber, on these maps of Breeze and on Lotus. But the other win con as well for Sentinels, yeah, he didn't like that fight against John Cutie. But the other aspect for Sentinels, though, is that these are the exact 2 maps that G2 played against Crew just a few days ago. So when it comes down to anteing, putting the work in to try to get that playbook out, I mean, Gunter and both Ewok definitely have probably a solution to the playstyle of G2 here on these maps.
Sentinels slowly trying to read this one. Baby Bay's already up with the Marshall looking for some long-range shots. And they're going to work some orbs too, right to Jogamo. I mean, the faster he's been getting going on this Neon, the quicker G2 has just kind of been able to be fluid and take the win in the rounds.
Another big thing to talk about between both of these orgs is G2 has always been the merchants of the Americas, farming every single grand finals. I mean, losing it back in like 2024, but ever since 2025 have won every single grand finals. And for Sentinels, the rebuild for this year is not only to qualify the champs, but also to be in that conference stage to make it back into a top team in the Americas.
Jogamo pressured, but not really, as he continues to slide to safety. Sentinels about to just crash through this wall here. How much damage can he do? Gets another one before he gets traded out. And this has already given G2 a chance to kind of squeeze in a few members on the Sentinels so they know where the exits are going.
Yeah, Guardian and Planet is very good. The orb's a little bit too high here, so that G2 can't really see over it to fight against it. But it's good for the flash to swing out of it.
The trades are there. Not enough, though. Baby Bay comes around with the Marshall to get G2 a second round. You're talking about their regional success, and you wonder, too, have they sold their soul to only get that if they had to lose everything international? When will they win the international? That's the big focus now, right? Talked to Trent before about it. But it's true, they've, since 2025, as you said, they've been so dominant. And they come up with solutions to kind of whatever's in front of them.
Exactly. It almost feels like they kind of lost, speaking about G2, a little bit of those stocks in terms of being a top contender to be the best team in the world because they're not winning internationals. But if you're looking at their trend locally here, stage 1, they didn't have the strongest of starts either. They lost their first 2 matches, turned it around, and then ended up winning the grand finals against Leviathan. 3rd time's a charm after losing to them twice. This time around, too, losing to 100 Thieves at the beginning of this stage, but have turned it around ever since they found, quote-unquote, their identity here of this Baby back on the chamber and focusing here on these solo duelists on Jogamo.
The C9 and crew win, bring them to here. And they wonder if it's enough to kind of right that complacency that chases every team, every player. The more you win, the more it creeps up on you here. Valence talked about how they're trying to solve that. For Sentinels, it seems like there's such a young crew is coming along so well, right? To win your first game without John Cutie has to bolster the young ones and also reassure the veterans you're doing the right thing, as Baby Bay just misses by a hair on that peak.
You could see he's a little bit antsy in this game for Baby Bay because that was a free kill onto Jonah P. And that dart was looking to go all the way across here from the B side to A. So it gives an indication for G2 that they're trying to pump fake with the recon towards the A side and finish for mid control to B potentially, which is why you're already seeing the rotate from G2, playing 2 of them on the top of middle, getting ready to crossfire, getting ready to flood out if Baby Bay is able to see somebody here.
Cortezia takes one, a dangerous position here for Valen, but he's going to stay right up in the fight, even 30 seconds in the round. No anchor position. Trent, oh my gosh. Oh, Jerwin smelled something funky in the situation. Trent goes down, and now there's a bit of a lurk that Baby Bay also sniffs out. Sentinels cannot seem to get an angle here, but they do get the plant down, and they have 4 for the post plant.
Nice for them to stay grouped up together, too. The bonus round for G2 didn't have the strongest of weapons because they've lost a lot of it in that second round against Sentinels. I do like, too, that Sentinels played it very slowly this time around as well, just to figure out where G2 could be positioning across the map, because if you're looking at the first couple of rounds, it was a lot of A-orb control, work down towards that middle. Is there going to be anybody setting up crossfires here? Where's Baby Bay also being posted up? Now they've realized here that Baby Bay tried to go for a push down towards the elbow, and you might start posting some of those lurks on that side, maybe having John Cutie there to try to lock him down so you could work that map slowly. If anything, what we've been praising for Sentinel's return and resurgence this time around for the stage is how good John Cutie has been in terms of calling for the team. Not only is he good at fragging, but if you listen to both Brennan and Sideshow on the broadcast against Loud, he was calling a masterclass on Lotus, which is going to be our second map. So to continue to have him, to give him time so they could think about these mid-round calls and whatnot is going to continue to be dangerous for G2 on the defensive side. So I think that you don't want to give him too much time to think and try to be more proactive around the map as well and try to still maintain, you know, the drive here for G2, stay in the steering wheel as well for the series.
Yeah, John didn't skip a beat coming back, like you said. And then even without him, the strats just seem to be there. It's got to feel good for Jerwin and Redux to see the core of the team still work like that without the guy that's been calling the shots the whole time.
On top of that, post-surgery too.
Yeah.
Didn't skip a beat.
He's good to go.
All right. Orb is good here. Now we have the Reckoning available for John Cutie. The thing is right now is that they haven't really realized where Baby Bay is currently being posted up. So for me, it gives an inkling that you're trying to get the Reckoning and you're trying to use your double duelists to really flood into these B sites just to try to take down that chamber.
I got to start like curling.
But you have the setup from both Trent and Leaf to play the shock dart snake bite until it comes down so they could stall a little bit more here and not get as affected by the Reckoning that's attempted by Sentinels potentially here.
That rotation is going to come over from Jogamo, so it has to be Cortezia to watch it as the team starts to enter the site. It's not going to be loud, actually quiet off that paranoia.
Good recon from Trent, though. That trades it right back. Now it's just trying to delay, waiting for your team to rotate across, and G2 is just making sure that there's no lurks around. Nice shot by Cortezia with the lurk from elbow, though. That's a huge advantage for Sentinels to close out this round.
Can they squeeze in from tunnel? Looks like everybody can try to come from the same spot. That means they can back each other up. This is what we were worried about, that entrance from right across the middle of the map. Cortezia still able to split a few of the fights here and draw their look towards the spawn area.
Get big on the stream.
Still a fight, tempting it. Actually, Jonah P gives himself up for a moment there, but John Cutie goes for the shots. crouches to dodge Valen's return and is able to get the second for another round on Sentinel's side.
And that's a good thing to have in the core of the Sentinel team right now. When we talk about the huge win cons is the calling from John Cutie, the consistency of Cortezia when he needs to step up to the plate. Yes, he maybe had a crazy game with a noted against Cloud9, but when it comes down to the lurk potentials, the opening kills that he has for our team, Cortezia is already good for that, always good for that, rather. And John Cutie is always even better in the clutch.
That near side blast, they were not expecting it.
That was
just
a nice one.
Standing in the corner, like, oh, yeah, we didn't expect to get caught by Util here. And maybe we'll be playing a bit further back when they're expecting a hit. This time, though, Baby Bay already outside sight with safe rendezvous exit. This is kind of what played for them in the pistol round. They were able to get a lot of early info and pin down where Sentinels was before the round.
Sentinels understand the state of this round, too, that G2 will be low on economy. This Outlaw is already coming out for Jerwin in there. Trying to give him that responsibility a little bit, too. It almost feels like he's let loose a little bit more ever since they've had like the 4 or 5 months of practice here for Sentinels since they missed out on Santiago, on Chile.
10 HP for Jog off that.
Trying to reply at the same time for that side for G2. I saw the shot dart come in from Trent, but felt like we missed that vulnerable, the grab well to maybe do the extra double damage, to maybe do some kills on it. But it's Sentinels running in now towards this A site.
They're really liking this double door entry. There's always a member from G2 right there to take down, meaning the site is a little bit more broken open.
30 seconds left.
It calms for a moment, but Cortezia makes sure to take down Leaf immediately when those walls drop here.
Use
It's
your
just
drone,
trying to relay enough info as Baby Bay creeps around. By the time he gets there, I think it'll reset and allow to deal with it.
They haven't expected it yet, though. If Baby Bay continues to move forward, okay, Cortezia finally watches it. But as he was creeping up, there was,
it was close.
an opportunity there. But Sentinel should be in a good spot from now on, especially now that Trent breaks out the orb to know that he's still playing towards yellow. And that's the reason why. Trent's just trying to make some noise so that Baby Bay could swing out, but I love that Sentinel stays stoic in this scenario.
Trent, calm down.
Trent, 21 HP, makes it tough, and John Cutie makes it impossible. A third round for Sentinels, just like that.
This will be the first time as well that the economy is finally good enough for G2 to get the operator out onto Baby Bay, so that might change the style as well of their approach.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of those too, especially now that Jurno has switched over into this Neon role. It's also trying to be quick and create some extra avenues and obstacles so that the rest of the team could flood behind that. So another reason why potentially you have that change from Jerwin going into a little bit more of a fast lane type agent with the Neon.
And you see the button pressed by Josh RT there as Cortezia starts heating up. He's had some fantastic games. His Summit over the few weeks has been incredible as well, so we'll see if he can keep it going here, and Josh just wants to put a stop to that and get the team sorted back out here from the defensive side.
And you're happy for the Sentinels camp as well that this small change is actually paying dividends so far to really snowball some good rounds since the rifle round, since they had enough economy go on their side for Sentinels. If you're looking at it, the last time that they themselves played this map was against 100 Thieves, and it was fairly one-sided. 100 Thieves looking very strong with this composition of this triple slice, Phoenix, Harbor, and Neon, and it's hard to deal with. Probably one of the best teams that we have in Americas on this map, but Sentinels are looking quite good against G2 so far.
Skips today, okay? I jump rope.
Now let's talk about that operator, right? So they are trying to get Baby Bay to move a little bit more forward towards this A line because of the start that Sentinels has had. It almost feels free for the orbs to get picked up every single time on that side, so they want to contest that.
Contest the orbs.
Continue working out.
One thing I like about the way Sentinels is playing is if there is that op, now you're splitting the site and not giving him as much range to play with, and they're going to fake that strat from last round. Nicely detected here by Trent, a quick owl drone. Lets them know there is some trickery about, but the middle of the map has been quite free here for Sentinels to do what they want. Leaf quickly trades back on site, but it's scattered. They don't know how much chaos has been caused now, and the rest of Sentinels just make B site their home.
Beautiful drone by Jonah P as well, just to open up the site and allow the players to spam through these smokes. And as you had some nice little trade-offs here and there, it makes it even more difficult now for G2 to try to fight. Because now you're trying to retake inside a pit, but John just got caught with his pants down. It might give a green light for G2 to start moving in, especially now that they have the Cosmic Divide.
Baby Bay still down the scope, so they're going to be the spearheads heading in for the side of G2. That's Valen and Jogamo.
You have to activate quickly, though, because Jonah P has a Hunter's Fury, and he's just going to stay outside towards B main the whole time.
Slide into the site to detect. A good kill as Redux goes for the hot hands.
I think
Costing
what
his
I'm
life.
gonna do is challenge myself though. They're like
Not a lot of time as the Cosmic Divide
every
drops. They hear the
subscriber
beep on the
equals,
spike, and they realize this
like,
is all
like
for
5
nothing if they're
push-ups or
still in the
something,
site.
you know?
G2
10
has
push-ups.
to head out another round coming in for Sentinels, even after the timeout.
Oh. Trying to cut the rotate as well. Trying to get the Vandal out of the hands of Jogimo, but Jonah P couldn't do it. But that's just great repositioning by Cortezia inside that pit. After his teammates are just trying to stall as much as they could. Throwing hot hands onto the ground, trying to stall as much as they can so that Jonah P could guarantee the round with the Hunter's Fury. But Cortezia just does his job at keeping this pit up the whole time. Even gets that backstab as you just saw here onto Valen, and that allows here for Sentinels to stuff that timeout that Josh Artie just called 2 rounds ago.
Vandal inside the Viper pit too. This guy just doesn't care. Using what he likes, and he's super effective with whatever gun. He's been using the Odin lately too on other maps. So we'll see where Sen
if y'all are
decides to
enjoying
go
the
here.
stream, man,
Spike seems
please
to be a
leave a
little
like
bit
on the
more
stream,
tame than the
as
rest of the
it
team.
will help
here,
me
putting
get
himself
pushed into
up
the
front side
algorithm,
B.
you know? It helps the channel grow.
G2's look so far seems to be
And
very similar to how they
that's
played
what I'm
against Crew,
looking to
because
do. I'm
Crew
looking
had
to
a little
grow.
bit of a compositional
That's
change,
what
playing a
this is
double
about.
dive, just trying to go for the hit after hit. So
Growth.
G2 has been playing a lot of like
So please, man, if you
2-1-2s,
enjoy it, leave a like.
focusing on the extremities, passive plays, trying to react on the flood retakes. But Sentinels have done a great job controlling that on that previous round that you just saw, but they needed a pit to do so. Now we'll have to see if they could continue forward without it.
I think
As they start to show a hand at the beginning on the top of middle, but we're looking to finish towards a side split.
think I'm gonna
Really
play a little bit
using
after
the whole
this, too.
map in a lot of these rounds to see what they can
Maybe.
hear, see what utility they can get. They're super methodical and slow about it, and then
Harbor
these
ult coming out.
executions, creating every angle they want with that Harbor utility.
This is huge.
Baby Bay still finds a gap in the utility, though. He's going to get rushed, and he finds another one.
30 seconds left.
Even has the protection now as the rest of the team gets in position.
Oh!
John Cutie, however, turns the tide of the fight now.
Okay.
Trent answers with a Guardian through the smokes as they can just fire into this pile of
Yeah, he's
agents.
dead.
And that's going to be G2 swarming, jumping back into the site. Jogamo is always doing these dancing, messing with his opponent things when they know they have the round, and they're just trying to get in Sen's head.
And that's a great setup that you currently have there for G2 on the defensive side. Even though it looked like they were going to be in very tough trouble, muddy situations just on the right side of the pyramid, their main focus was towards that front of the site where Baby Bay gets those beautiful 2 kills. The reason why they have that is
Hey,
that
that's a
trip
good reaction
from
time.
Dre at the double doors. It gets activated by Jerwin. It allows for Trent to get the recon and focus with the Hunter's Fury to just
Some good
disrupt that
reaction
push out from
time.
Sentinels. And then you see Baby Bay could just focus on one angle instead of multiple.
Actually, yeah, I
It
forgot.
allows for him to get a nice little 2-piece and for G2
Sorry,
to
guys.
stand their ground on that retake. A big round for Trent as the initiator here for G2. Sentinels trying to up the tempo a bit, just a walk pop outside of the cove into B.
Fast plant, Hunter's Fury's up. Jonah P staying all the way in the back of the site, and we hear G2. Oh no, that's actually Jonah's getting ripped off right in the middle to cause the chaos for Redux to get into the site. Baby Bay tries to approach immediately.
Spike
They're
planted.
so aggressive in these situations, looking for 1v1s before the team's even there, and Cortezia's going to be able to give him a few along with Jerwin. They wait on Trent
He's gonna
just
try
to
to
make
take
him
the
feel a
off,
bit
though.
antsy.
Not anymore.
And they still find him. John
You're
Cutie,
dead.
and everybody pushes forward to quickly close out G2 and stop any momentum they may have gotten from last round.
And you see Jurin just perched up on top of the operator, looking back towards his left side or right, wherever John Cutie's sitting is like, should I pick this up? Should I pick this up? And just keeps here the Phantom or his rifle going to the next round. But this is nice. If you're looking at currently these compositions on the side of getting the Neon, getting
Oh, thank you for showing us.
Silva
he's
in your comp,
completely
it's so
fucking blind.
hard to play on the back of
Appreciate that.
Castle.
My
you saw the amount
eyes!
of util that was coming out on that side. Relay boats, you can't really spray behind the boxes, even if 2 players from the side of G2 were there. They were so disrupted by the Hunter's Fury and the rest of the util that allowed Redux to just sweep up 2 kills and get 1 away here until his ult. So he's trying to dodge shock darts at the start, picks up the ult, and this is now another opportunity for Sentinels to just go really quickly if they want to for a fast pop. Now instead, though, they're playing inserts. You're
What?
keeping one towards one extremity.
There's 3
This
on
guy
8.
was
How is
watching the
this
push
the
the whole time
opportunity?
as well.
I mean,
The
I
only
guess
thing they have to be
because they're
aware
broke,
about, though, is this position right here.
but they're stacking.
They
this way.
it was a sliver of timing where they could have seen each other, but ships in the night towards that B side of the map.
drone for drone.
Really, Sentinels are playing this one a lot slower. Like I said before, they were using the map, moving around here, a default setup, just to get all that info out. I already see the Owl drone, so they get a bit of where G2's playing.
So you had the Phoenix ult that was picked up at the beginning of the round. Then you have the drone at the middle mark that spots Redux down towards middle. So for them, it's like, are they going to try to just re-hit towards the A side, just cut noise on that side? Which is why you now see Redux walking here towards this B main. This pick is huge. The fake is gone.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Wait, it still pulls everybody up from G2, though, towards the B side. Valen's going to have to hold the solo.
They feel like there's going to be more people that would be behind that orb grab, right? But no, they have a second thought. They all start to try and rush back into the site. Is it time enough, though?
Wow.
As Cortezia drops Valen. And that's the smoke return.
Oh!
Come back in, Jerwin. They're just hitting these tap shots to clear down G2, but it's still trade fights as both teams light up the kill feed.
All right, they know he has off out, right?
Baby Bay on the rotate,
Early, we know he's got
Has
off
it to
out.
the fuss to try to retake it
Oh,
on a
he should've shot,
1v2.
bro. He should have shot.
But the tucked angle from John Cutie is probably going to be the nail in the coffin for that round. Both of them actually playing outside of the site, just waiting for Dre to move in to tap onto it.
They can also displace him once he gets over there. Cortezia has that snake bite. Easily give Dre a tough time standing still to make that shot.
Yeah, sorry, Chad. We know him like that. We didn't mean to call him Dre.
What?
We actually... Okay, so start to cook him a bit.
Oh,
Half is good. Let me just get back on it.
he's half
At
it.
this rate, yeah.
Just go do it.
No one else could do this.
He's gonna stick
Okay.
it. Oh my God, bro.
Oh my gosh, just on the edge. He knew. Cortezia knew. I honestly thought that was defused.
Yeah, it didn't
Not
look like
gonna
the safest of plans towards the end. That would have been an error in the call-in for Sentinels. That would have been costly and deadly. But thankfully, Cortezia, who's been on point since his first half, saves that round for Sentinels there with the wall bang. But yeah, I'm still scratching my head into Baby Bay's position at the B main. He gets the instant kill onto Redux. He TPs right away, and I think because of that, he doesn't really know how many players follow behind him. They were just expecting that, oh, they're just going to run behind with the ultimate instead. So they just overcooked the rotations for G2, and it rendered costly for them. Sentinels now 6-3 as they're looking to work together this round to split towards this B site.
Oh, damn, excuse me.
So let's see how they're going to run this down here as they're going to listen into them.
I'm
You should ultimate.
ulting. Flashing.
Scaling, I mean.
Just
Viper,
close. We're
Molly.
mollied off. We're mollied off
Scaling,
first.
you mean?
Is it Snick, Snick? Yes.
Upping top. Snake.
Close, emo.
Emo,
Turn it,
second
turn
less,
it.
second less. I'm running back main.
Nice,
I stun,
Yeah.
Nice, dead. They're gonna flood, flank, two flank.
Okay.
Neon,
Flip,
water
flip,
5. Flip. He's running a flank fast.
I can fight flank. Hold this one.
Wait, multi flank. You're planning along. One more. What's flank? One more was flank. Could be in window. I'm gonna go hold spawn.
Yeah.
Jenna, can you move?
What?
Turn around, Harbor.
Find her.
Am I good?
I have spawn.
What?
I have spawn.
Where's Sova?
It was flank,
I'm
but
looking
could have
flank.
repositioned to tunnel. Just 5 flank, Jenna.
Can you go less? Can you go
Last player standing.
What?
be main?
Be main
tunnel.
Be main and tunnel.
You have all off kill.
Might have smoke over defuse.
Enemy remaining.
Nice shot.
Because of the jump
of my slide.
Coming down here. Should have enough time for the defuse at the end of the day, though. Another one of those fights that comes down to the wire. A
Nice try, bro.
1v1, the overdrive
Nice
from Jerwin,
try.
but just couldn't save it against Valen, who also manages to salvage the operator into the next round. But that was just a nice round from both of the teams to repositioning on the defensive side, but also the calls that you could see here from Sentinels where it gets a little bit tough of like they couldn't really instantly call where Baby Bay was at when he got that op shot on the top of ladder. But as soon as they figure it out where the positioning was at, they found some good spots, but they just lost their instant duels. They were watching the right angles, but you just saw the laser beam shot from Trent onto Jonah P, his ex-teammate, and becomes a round win here for G2.
Yeah. This game is being very much divided. This is going to sound silly, but the beginning of the round and the end of the round of how it's being fought.
It's fast right now. Riv, they're going with the ult right into the A side. There's recon darts all over the place and walls after walls.
Too many cooks in the kitchen right now. Nobody knows how to get through. We're going to figure out when the smoke drops, though. 3v4 on the other side as they wait for this. It's going to be a little peekaboo.
Ooh, nice tag.
What?
Beautiful tag.
That was really nice. That's some big info that they have at least the front steps clear.
The assist so far from Jonah P with his utility from recon darts over to owl drones. is greatly taken advantage of here, which is beautiful for Sentinels for these first bloods. Now they cut noise and are trying to instill a little bit of paranoia on the side of G2, but the fact that they have this pit over on the B side, it's okay for them to still play split across the map because you still have this operator from Baby Bay that's covering all to the middle side. So keep that focus on that two-player stack over on the A site. The Sentinels will always have the power of numbers for any site that they try to exec in.
Smoke towards the middle of the site. Baby Bay's cannon. He's going to go for another shot. Jogmo is looking to stay crab and just work that judge. They are making it so weird for Sentinels to get into the site here. They're still going to try to get the clear, though. Nicely done as a team. Took a few, but power in numbers pays off there for Sen, and now they're going to have to work quick to set up this post plan.
But without one op shot missed, though, by Baby Bay.
Even get one?
Might just give that round for Sentinels.
Watch out,
You're looking at the weapons that they have on a retake. You're trying to retake with the classic here for Leaf because you only have a judge. And Baby Bay has to come back in with an operator.
What a nice roll from John Cutie, revealing the gun, the shoulder, the head before they even try to get out, but they go for the low peak. Leaf knows how to get around it. What a timing, what a distraction. Jonah P starts to walk in, Baby Bay gets one. He's gonna be able to displace Leaf here for a moment as Cortesia works the other side. Oh my gosh, they're playing with their food right now.
How the hell did G2 retake that round?
3v2.
On a 2v3
it's just
with a
almost
judge
like
and an
Viper's
op.
doing nothing, bro.
You still had the insert late lurk from Cortesias trying to cut the rotate, so it gives security for Sentinels turtled up inside this side on the pulse plan to hold it on their side.
Jeez.
Oh, I didn't even show him the PV.
And you talked about the cove being good for Sentinels to see the cannon of the operator, but it's the shot from Baby Bay that pulls the focus away, that allows to Leaf to crack outside of that cove to get the pick with the judge. That was just nice. Teamwork there for G2. They steal that round away from Sentinels and are looking to tie in this last one. The fight at the beginning denied by Jerwin, and somehow already it's an open B site.
They're wondering though, still playing the middle of the map and a big push here coming in from the rest of G2.
That is insane.
They saw one behind. They're just going to expect everybody now. A good move from Sentinels here to know the other side of the map needs to be pushed. Cortesia re-clears towards the backside of A.
He's shooting, for sure.
They aren't leaving anything to chance.
Yeah, you're seeing it with the round that G2 just won. They still have low economy, so they're on such a broken buy in round 12 here.
Valen.
I mean, the trades are just good.
Wow.
2v2.
I thought here that the two players from Sentinels were just trying to
Episode 3 Diamond?
diversion, sorry, because I'm pretty sure Jonas
telling me I got a chance? You're telling me I got a chance?
Nothing. Yet they just wanted to call the pull back into the A site. And unfortunately, it was a bad call here from John Cutie and giving a chance here for G2 to stay in this fight.
Hello.
Slide. Trent getting forced back to the box, and Jerwin is going to win that fight. Leaf trying to stay silent, but it's not going to be enough. Jerwin on point, defying the 7-5 first half in favor of Sentinels.
A nice battle from both of these teams. But also the resurgence of Jerwin in this stage 1, ever since coming in from stage 1 rather, into stage 2 has been an important piece into the win cons for Sentinels this matchup. And again, we talked about a banger of a series to kick things off, and a 7-5 couldn't ask for anything better.
G2 take the attack side on Breeze when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Edge. Red Bull gives you wings.
All right, who's the victor, Sentinels or G2?
Sentinels. All day.
Sentinels.
Sentinels. We bought our Cuber as well, so.
A great southern shopping
yeah,
tradition
just shoot me
started
some
back in
ads.
1962 with the first agri-supply store.
I like Sentinels, but I think G2 will win.
Sentinels, baby. That's why Rob's right there.
Who could have seen this coming?
I'm gonna go with Sentinels today. I think they got it. Give me G2. Nah, I'm playing. Give me Sentinels. Sentinels all the way, baby. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Sentinels.
You got me for a second. I was like, really?
Okay.
We heard you out there, crowd, but in here, you still believing in Sentinels? All right, G2 esports fans. It's still, I mean,
Sounds like a similar split.
That sounds like a 2-round gap. All right, okay. I can deal with that.
Does sound like a 2-round gap, but a 7-5 scoreline as Sentinels take the lead going to this one. So that change that they had for getting this knee onto Jerwin did help Sentinels explode very quickly into these B sites and really overtake the G2 defense. But when it comes down to the retake plays that G2's been really good at, you never really know who could really win these rounds. Now an opportunity for G2 to take the attack side. All 5 of them grouped up. Even the trip is placed so that they could focus on just a hit into the A site and never look back.
Giacomo, ready to run. Just drop the gates for him. Ooh, Jerwin.
That's before the wall comes up as well.
Steals his life like the bandit he is. Oh my gosh, what a shot there. So many players have been using that effectively to just wipe out their opponents. Now it's going to be a plant still. So again, Giacomo's really done his job here. You got to open up the site for the team, and this is where G2 can really sting Sen.
And they're all playing forward. Just because they have the trip watching that flank, just flight through the doors. And they're hitting shots.
It's crazy. They only need a little bit of room, and they'll take it all. Jonah P making an entry, though, making a case for Sentinels to get back in this one. Baby Bay playing the silent type now. His leaf is just...
What?
He cuts his mustache off. Oh, no.
And this time as well, the headhunter bullets from Baby Bay connects. Watching his teammates back, staying alive again to keep that trip up for G2. So they can play those forward positions back towards yellow, back towards the mid double doors. And look at the teamwork, the back and forth. And the nail in the coffin made that a knife to the chest.
Okay, it's too early for mental boom, right? That's just fun. That's just fun. I don't think that's going to bother Cortezia too much.
Competition in the server, though. That's a big drive for G2 in the second round of the second half.
A lot of momentum is going to come out of that. They were already hyped before it to get that pistol round and even then some. Baby Bay looking for the peak. They have a trap set up, though. How fast can they spring it is the question. Trying to draw some eyes, make him look a little bit deeper. Oh, stuck. And gets out. They're reading each other back and forth.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan. Stay in the area, close range enough here to TP away in case it was that trap that came out. Very similar to what G2 did on the pistol round. This time Sentinels does it on the eco. And still G2 answering to the call. And they overpower this A side. Silver lining an orb up for Redux. Look at G2 though, so much respect. I think they're waiting for the second wave for the Viper wall to come up so they could walk in or something. But that is,
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Baby Bay knows how to play with the crowd. There's only one left, and they really took their time. I guess they wanted to maximize these orbs as well.
Spike planted.
Feeling it.
Why not? It's your way back in, right? They switched away from the waylay. They're trying something new. Sen want to get that composition online that they've been practicing. Make sure Phoenix is pipped up.
This is annoying.
Redux just finding his way to the spike, to the Radiant Knight explosion. This is the game now. Over under on if he makes it.
There we go. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. I fixed it.
Valen thought there might be something. Looks like he's going to get out of this. Oh, no. They are just looking for... Oh, what in the world? Oh, he did it again. That's good armor to take off of Trent there. Or Redux goes down in the end, as we expected.
All part of the plan. Baby Bay dying because he's low on HP, gets another pip, and then it's Trent that's picking up his kill as they're building up the ult orbs for G2.
Nice little read on this play to start. G2 definitely did their homework. Doesn't seem like they're thrown off by Sen changing the comp at all here. They're still playing their own game. Just like Trent said.
Yeah. I think the other looming factor about the G2 and Sentinels matchup here that we haven't touched upon yet is not only the importance of skipping into play-ins for either of these teams, but G2, the more that they're bringing up wins here in the column, the more that they're getting championship points. If they don't make it here into somehow the top 2, top 3 of the playoffs by racking up the championship points up through dubs. They're just a couple of points behind here, Leviathan. You're bringing up your chances as much as you can here to just qualify for champions, at least in Shanghai for G2 later on this year. So you're going to treat this matchup especially, of course, as a rivalry, but as a do-or-die game here for the side of the G2 camp. And so far, it's the die game, because Jerwin just got a nice little opener on a retake on Jogimo.
Just the neon-on-neon action to open up these sites is picture-perfect. Redux clears Valen, so the smokes are down now. It's going to be hard for G2 to really set up on this the way they want.
So
even
patient,
more so now as they lose Leaf. Stuck in B main, the defuse already goes down. Redux down to a sliver of HP, but it looks like he'll be able to just hold his breath and get that defuse.
Man, so we just go die?
1 HP. 1 HP, man.
Yeah.
The shot dart got in a sub 10, but they just needed a little bit more. It was, feel like a similar plant that allows here Redux to tuck into the pyramids. And then he's able to stick that full diffuse. Recon was also available there for Trent, but just unfortunately, they just had to keep spamming because they was getting diffused. Yeah, Josh RT's not happy about that one because everything worked according to plan until the fortunate bad plan happened there for the side of G2. A slow round to start things off, though, as we're split across the map. Not enough money for an operator, so it's an ADS with the Phantom, who does get information on the jump spot. That's Cortezia playing towards his B line.
Yeah. It's been pretty light towards B for G2. Kind of just playing that right side of the map, haven't even really conditioned mid or anything else, so you can expect a 3 for Sen to be pretty prepared here for something again, and G2 may be able to play off of that.
Yeah, it's funny. It's very similar there. Take than Sentinels had on their attack side too. A lot of A side starts, especially in the piss around to just try to get the walls up in the plants and make it easier for you to get at least the plants down, the economy up, the pips on your side for the ults by playing behind the Viper wall. And once here, the dust settles in terms of that chaos and the money's right for both teams. It's time to spread thin and try to scout where the defense is set up.
Initial positions ruffled a little bit here for Sentinel's defense. And they say we don't really want it. But Baby Bay hasn't cleared too much towards the left, so they're resetting cut audio to make it happen again.
Well, think about it. There's a jump spot onto the Viper and now the Phoenix on the left side, so they know that it's a hard lean towards the A site. Yet they still want to go for it here for G2.
Good kills. Sentinels able to hold a bit of the defense, but they have to scramble now to get the rest of the members of G2 out in 15 seconds. Spike is a bit split here, going towards the left side of the site. Trent has to be careful. Valen now in his eyes. John Cutie clears backside. Should just be enough for them to find the last one. It seemed discombobulated there a bit for G2 as they got into the site, and Sentinels smiling on the way out with that win.
100%. That's all duels at the end. One here on the side of Sentinels. Like I said, despite the information that Baby Bay is getting very late in the round, that there's 2 players playing on the B side, and he's already walked up pretty much towards middle and had no challenge on that side. It was just a little bit too late because the call for G2, Valen was, all right, let's just spam into this A site. But you see how difficult it is to try to or enter a site when you have a harbor on the other side. That slices across the front side. You get slowed down when you walk across. Now you're also getting Odin down by Jonah P. They have to rethink the strategy now for G2. It's leaning now for some mid control.
Rethink how to get around Jerwin too, leading the server right now. Absolutely feeling it on the Neon pick. Really helping Sentinels punch a hole through G2 strategies as they get towards the site. One of the first times we see this double door rush in from then here. And this is actually going to be pretty good. They'll know they just have to fight A main with 2 there.
Oh, huge shot.
Yep, gives them a good idea of what they need to focus on.
That drone gets one up, but the drone never saw Redux, but unfortunately Redux can capitalize on that kill.
Okay. They're getting slow. They know the wall's coming up, so it actually activates G2. Again, though, they pause for a moment with that spike going down. They're going to work it together. Oh, so close from John Cutie.
You know, those comms are that 3-2-1 and that main swing there to fight against John
Bro,
Cutie.
really dodged
Big
that
plant
shot.
coming down, and this time it's a good plant to play outside of A. It's really tucked into the wall this time around.
Looks like John will be first here. Took a little bit of damage already. Looking to shoot behind the wall. What a read. Gets good damage onto Leaf as they keep encroaching further into the
You
site.
didn't bounce it.
That one just shy.
That's for Yao Ming.
Jogamo.
That was for Yao Ming. Hell yeah.
This makes it even harder. Now there's so many angles to clear with the Odin, it seems impossible. There's one. He's gonna have to get out of here with the spike that far away and that much time gone. Oh, Jonah.
Fair enough.
Baby Bay wants out. Class is no longer in session. G2 pull another round back. 8-9 now.
You definitely tell that
at
both
least
Baby
this isn't a
Bay
blowout
and
game.
Jonah
At
P
least
have
it's not
aura in the
one-sided
server
from
right
both
now.
sides.
Every kill that's coming across, everybody's
Both
happy
teams
about it
have
as well. Also, the biggest thing is those 2 kills from Jonah P avoids him from getting the pie. On the exit here, but this was also a lower buy that you had from G2. Yeah, it was a low buy that you had for G2, but it was all around just simple utility. Trent getting into drone now, and then Baby Bay goes in with a Dilda False, and they get the kill before the orb even drops.
And this is the Tech Pod. It's our favorite thing. We'll see what's up in just a moment here. With G2 grabbing that round, it's actually gonna get pretty close to, I wouldn't say resetting the economy soon here, but it could be a few rounds if they keep doing that. It makes it tough for anybody to really start a streak here. G2 is gonna need to continue these to keep that streak going. Trent's ultimate online here, I think they can really work something up the gut like we saw Sentinels do. Maybe up the pace. We haven't seen that B strategy yet. We just saw the first double doors strategy. And Sentinels does seem to have a really good read on at least slowing those down.
While we wait around here, though, we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about the state of the game between these two teams, though, as the scoreline 9-8. Again, back and forth as we go. And I want to focus on this man right here for Jerwin. They mentioned it at the desk where he's had such good impact for the team here for Sentinels. If you're looking at his stats, too, he's kind of like in the middle in terms of like the overall fragging, but the most important thing is the way that he's able to open up rounds. When it comes down to like rolls on the waylay, opping on the sunset, if he has an opportunity to get the operator for the team, he's going to do it. But this time his role changes a little bit. On the attack side, as is Neon, still rifling quite well for the team and getting great openers. They talked about the importance of his first bloods. Those numbers were pretty much non-existent as well in stage 1 when he first started, because you have to get adapted into, or you have to adapt rather into a new system, right? So his first death, first blood was always like a 0.500 or if not below. But now he's currently having 6 in one map, but he's also had like a 15-9 the last time they had to play against Loud, or yeah, I guess it was against 100 Thieves when he lost, and even had another nice, huge positive first kill, first death ratio against Loud as well. So this man right here, also top of the scoreboard currently for Sentinels, is a key component to the dub.
And it becomes completely different for these younger players coming up. It's not a meta where you're a Raze or something and it's all about util in front of you. It's how sufficient util. You're throwing the fast lane, you're throwing your relay and creating that opening. Or you're dashing in and refracting back, or staying and killing, yeah. Well, there is help there from Sen. German's got to be confident enough to throw himself in there. This is the timeout. This is a timeout.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Coach Ewok has to talk things through as well, because you remember the state of the previous round. It was the lower buy that we had for G2, right? We had a couple of stingers, but what was the biggest key component right now was that owl drone to the operator. And now Nate Shot, sorry, I meant Ewok, talking to his team right now to try to clean things up here for the end of this first map.
You would.
I would.
Looks like it is all coming from Ewok right now, as the players are just seem to be listening to what the coach is saying, resetting, and getting them back in on after that G2 win. I think they've noticed that backing up in all of their Breeze games to kind of accept that initial hit. Their retakes have been stellar. The way they slow down the play already, they're giving G2 trouble. We saw, like I said, at mid and even through the A main control.
You're seeing here from the timeout, we just talked about the importance of Jerwin on the operator.
There it is.
And he's been let loose here off the leash to try to find his first pace, usually as a waylay. But he'll attempt it now as this Neon to maybe walk down through these double doors and try to go for a pick. And good for him, because there's a couple of players on the other side here of this barrier at the bottom mid for G2.
Relying a lot on that mid control to make sure they can sit back in B, sit back in A.
You talk about the retake capabilities that are quite strong for G2, but also for Sentinels. Yeah, they don't mind turtling up a little bit more here and giving up sites and play it soft if they want to. So their first point of contact will be Jerwin to still try to find like the mid-round information with the operator. But if it comes down to they have to give up the site, they have such big ults for the retake here with Redux and Jonah P. It might be the case. If you're looking at it for G2, they're all grouped up here for a huge slam into this B site.
Nice lean from Sentinel, starts to put him on the left side of the map. The question is it enough? For 1 and 2. John Cutie, quiet as a mouse, able to just collapse the strategy G2 tried to put on the B site. Oh my gosh.
I have the spike.
You're just trying to figure out what really happened there in terms of the comms for G2, because yes, the drone came in, but nobody scaled up to really check towards Emo. And that simple position from John Cutie that never got really challenged allowed here for Jonah P to focus his Hunter's Fury towards that lane. That's not going to be any red dots pipping up here in the point of view of John Cutie. On top of that, he did get a ping on the recon dart, so it becomes easy kills, and the teamwork between him and John Cutie really shut down that attempt from G2 into the B site.
It's kind of like Jonah P fired it right at John Cutie to give him safety, but also cook him a little bit with one. But yeah, when you see it come across, it's very close to John's feet, almost denying that movement for G2, so he had safe. I don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but credit given, it was a sick play and very smooth from Sentinels to shut that down. Let's see. Shoot. Yeah, so they fire it right towards him, so his spot is clear. They don't want to go. Oh, wow, that's kind of incredible.
And I talked about the value of Jonah P with his util, right?
Yeah,
the reason
that's
why he was
insane.
Very low in terms of on the kill column is because of the amount of util tags that he's getting with the recon and Aldrone. And that's also always been the story when he was with G2 as well. One of the best initiators that we currently have in the game, just in terms of his support role. He's making that value work because he's going to find the Neon right in the middle of this map this time around.
This is what has benefited Sentinels. When they can say, jig is up, we know exactly what you want to do. Ooh, those low buys though. Vanillin quickly switching over and upgrading his gun as they scream into B site here. And the Cosmic Divide is really going to mess things up for the entry of Sentinels.
A nice pick from G2 as well towards that front B main. So Cortezia can really help out for Jonah P. Just good util being utilized by G2. And that Reckoning from John Cutie was just a little bit too late to protect. On a prime position in a pulse plant, and it might be around here, especially with this Cosmic Divide. The Flash not getting any value here from Redux to get a pick, and yeah, they want to save the operator into the next round. So G2 keeps this gap by 1. Sentinels though still in the lead.
It shows you though. You think one team grabs momentum vans, and then G2 just has their own round where they kind of waltz through, figure out how to get around the utility, drop one Sentinels member, and make it weird for the rest of them. They get a second within the round, but yeah, it doesn't take much for them to just be able to break through and feel confident about what they're doing. Bring in Breeze to a possible even match now within 1 round. Operator only still out here for the side of Sentinels. Let's see how this round played out again from the replay. Ooh.
Felt like maybe a little bit of his body was sticking inside that orb as well, but no matter what, the drone was there too, so that split from G2 was nice. Cortezia can hold his own into the B site. This time though, Sentinels are having a read. A 4-1 setup, very similar to G2, but of course not playing with the chamber, but they are looking for aggression to fight towards this A main. G2 pivots back for mid though.
Oh. This play is supposed to make it harder for the op to hit shots, fans. Jerwin comes up with one, has the overdrive if anything even gets a little scary, and holds off B, A, just like that.
Looks like Trent was trying to see if there's more pressure coming in from the A main. So he was ulting towards that side, but of course his second and third beam couldn't get any other tags towards that mid double doors where they were getting encroached by Sentinels. So we're going to reset. Drone misses, but Redux still gets the pick on three.
Is that clean up? Another one? No, Baby Bay gets a swing, but there's a pie from John Cutie right over the shoulder of his teammate, directly in Baby Bay's face. An 11th round for Sen here as they put a little bit more pressure on G2.
What a mow down there for Redux.
That was crazy recoil.
Again,
just straight up.
When the drone misses, the element of surprise comes in for G2 right there. So Trent comes out. But then Redux just has a simple flick from the bottom, and just unfortunately, the other two weren't following behind on the ping pong swing.
Yo, come on. Come on.
He's trying to hit it.
Yeah.
He's got it. It didn't look red, but he's got it. So Josh RT trying to clean things up right now for G2. And that Gerwin opening with the operator, I mean, that was super nice to deny that first push. But you are seeing for Sentinels that they're moving him a little bit more towards this A side. He tried middle, he tried A main, but if they're not finding information, he's going to be very quick to just reposition, and he finds a nice little one. That's now the 7 first blood that he has in this matchup on the first map to 3 first deaths.
Yeah.
All thanks here to the defensive operator on the second half.
And that's exactly what I was going to bring up right after we got the tech pause, that timeout from Ewok. You mentioned the operator came out. Things have looked different here, a little more controlled for Sen, right? When teams are playing fast and coming around the corner, how do you kill them? You hold the hard angle with an operator, and Jerwin has just been able to rack up the kills as they try to encroach into A or B.
I remember when Valorant first came out.
The difference into the setups as well for Sentinels when they're trying to play a little bit of these 2-1-2s or stacking up on the extremities is that they're not playing any Cypher, any chamber like G2, so if they're trying to get some passive information at that mid-round, it's kind of tough for them to get. So if they're able to waste here this side for G2, actually, we're going to hold that thought. After this timeout, it seems as though G2 wants to go very quickly towards this A site, and they're choosing the right side. There's only 2 players from Sentinels here.
It's a go strat, that's for sure. Jerwin, there's the answer we were just talking about, but G2's already made great space. So John Cutie found in sight. Jerwin trying to go for some long-range lasers, and that does not benefit him as Lee finds the return fire.
That's just unfortunate. I think at that point, when you're asking why Neons are sometimes just tapping their ult as well, is because now he just keeps it out trying to spray some people down, but everybody's just going to follow the lightning gun through the walls as if it's bullet trails. So Jerwin's easily taken down. Jonah P, though, trying to bring back into the fight. They haven't given up yet for Sentinels.
Trent's very low here. If he's got to be almost the last person to peek, but then the spike's not going to be in his favor, so he's also got to get himself into sight. Everyone has to keep moving. Cortezia, easy kill there. And Trent worth every penny on that flank again to help G2 grab the round. Valen with the final kill on Jonah P, and now we're back within 1.
So it brings back to what I was trying to talk about before. When you're not having like a hard senti to find that passive information for your team, you kind of have to maybe try to go for that op to be that turret for the side of Sentinels. So this time the call is to test stuff to see if Jerwin can get a pick on top middle. But that thins out the defense on the extremities. If they go for stacks and use an owl drone at the minute mark for Jonah P and they get no information, it's still a nice plus for G2 to go for a late hit and force these rotates and to play some inserts and really work that map in their favor on the attack.
John Cutie and Cortezia up here towards mid now. They're trying to do a little bit more of a lean towards B and reading the map round after round, but they'll get a G2 default.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? Now you can play the inserts, trying to force these rotates around. If really nothing is happening on the side of G2, or you're trying to use a little bit of util for G2 at the early rounds, then you'll soon hear where the drone could potentially be coming from at the minute mark. You already see Jonah P moving up here towards the ladder, and there you go. The drone comes out towards B main. That'll be called by Baby Bay. He'll TP out, but then they'll know here that it's going to be hard now for Sentinels to find like mid-round information. Might force players to start peeking out here. If you have a drone on one side, most likely here on the map like Breeze, you don't have the operator following behind. So for G2, they're just holding the line, trying to see if they could punish Jerwin, who might overextend to try to find that information with a few seconds remaining in the round.
I mean, they're playing quite safe. They all have low armor, so they're looking to get through with more money, at least to get a final round goodbye. If this goes bad,
Lovely.
Redux with a huge kill into Jogamo to start. The low flash catches the eyes of one, and he goes down in the run it back form. So G2's trying to scramble for the real kills now. That's going to happen from Trent.
No.
3v3, the operator's still up.
15
looking for an
seconds.
angle.
They got to move in quick right now for G2.
Trent is holding. He's trying. Oh, that's going to be spiked down. Who's going to run for it? Leaf's going to have his hands on it for a moment. It's the 1v1 now. Jonah P versus Leaf. The shock dart hits full on. He's going to have the sonar bolt to know that Leaf has left. He saw him.
It's a showdown now. It's up to Jonah P to reposition.
The view?
Old teammates, now enemies. The frenemies go for it. He gets a try to pull him out of the woodwork. Gets the tap on. It's going to be Leaf from the higher ground, and he pulls out the frag, laying Jonah P down. 11 to 11 here on Breeze.
What are we doing here, Jonah?
You know, that would have meant a lot there for Jonah P if he was able to win that 1v1 against Leaf, because that is the role that was taken away from him in G2 in the past.
Right?
But this time around, it comes down to the last second shots connecting somehow. Baby Bay missing the off shot, but the instant headhunter right into his opponent to give a chance for Leaf to survive and get himself in a 1v1 clutch and to tie up the game here against Sentinels.
And a breather. A quick breather moment. Another tech pause coming in here. Apologies for that. But man, the reads they have on each other. I think G2 is going between these rounds where they feel stumped a bit, and then they look like they're in full control. And they're like, oh no, last round was a fluke. We're fine here, right? But it's the fact that Sentinels is at that point. They're hitting their shots. Everybody's feeling good, and that's just the game we're getting. You cannot read where the round's going to go next.
Even if they had the right round for G2 going into that A site, though, I love the util from Sentinels because Jerwin falls back, gets the relay bolt, stuns some opponents. Jogamo gets killed instantly by Redux. So the teamwork that they have, despite having lesser numbers, still always puts Sentinels in a situation where they can win a fight, win a team fight, and win the round for themselves. It always, again, comes down to the wire on 1v1s in this matchup so far.
All right, so earlier we asked Valen for his read on Sentinels with and without John Cutie making the calls.
John QT was out. I heard that Jonah was filling for IGL at the game, so I know Jonah, he knows how to call. He played with me for a lot of time, so I think they have more trust in the team that they can do it even if a player goes missing. Sometimes that can put a team on a new level when, you know, you miss your IGL and someone can step up, do the job, and you come out with the win. You tend to have like a greater respect for your teammate. So I think that was like a good exercise for them to build some cohesion. They're a resilient team, so I have respect for that team, but you know, it's a whole nother beast when you got to play against us. So I don't know how they're going to play against us. I hope not too good.
Okay, well said, I guess.
Well, they're playing good, though. So it's an 11-11 scoreline, and it's looking like a banger of a series that we're about to witness today. I mean, it was already good from the start to the end, until now.
Yeah.
But to talk back to what he just mentioned here in terms of he's played with them in the past, but it's also played against them in the past, right? You look at the evolution of these two players from John Cutie and from Valen. John Cutie also coming up from like the days with Kaplan from Ghost Gaming, but then also from M80 trying to qualify into Ascension, playing against the guard as well, where the guard knocked him out and got the Ascension back in 2024. So it was some good stories coming here from both of those IGLs, but you're also seeing today in 2026 how they never really missed a beat in terms of understanding the game and the evolution, all these patches coming out from Valorant that keeps their team in a contending spot. The respective teams in a competitive spot.
All right, and as we come out of that and get ready to get back into the matchup, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Sentinels timeout. That's right. And these have been, this one was, I mean, is it like a buff? A tech pause timeout for Ewok here? This will be a second one that leads out of it. I don't know if he gets pumped up out of these. Oh, there he goes. His button's blinking.
Damn, this fucking
Yeah, you have to think about the game plan again for Sentinels coming out of this one, right? The last round and the last 1v1 that Jonah P just lost here against Leaf is actually a painful loss in terms of the economy for the side of Sentinels. When they had good control, despite this really going back and forth on the second half, Sentinels really always had like a good control of the econ to be able to get an op-out for the last couple of rounds, but also getting great positioning with our great economy to always have rifle rounds. But this time around, it's going to be a little bit mixed up across the board. Half shields for a lot of the players, but BBB going into the operator still for this round. He actually chose to go with the Outlaw here. There was a possibility to focus more onto 4 targets. But yeah, this is a very important round. You're gonna wonder at this point for Sentinels, do they want to go instantly for the pit into the B site? And if they do so, does G2 want to react to go for a late hit into B? Because they're, again, no, it's a fast split towards
it looks like timing. Trent already fired a dart pretty far over. It just landed in sight. So yeah, beginning of the round idea on this hit. They start to drone a few other sides. That's just going to be a clean, or dry peek, I should say, coming out of Leaf and Jogamo as they get tucked in for the night. And G2 is still able to find a little bit of space on the other side.
That was just a nice little teamwork coming in from both of those players, on Jerwin and Jonah P. They're really both instantly coming out again for Jerwin to stall that slide in from Jogimo. But the plan is still there for G2. Op is still out for BBB.
Good fast lane. Gives them a bit of space, clears that initial line. BBB wanted it. Oh my God, the hot hands from Downtown. A play for Sentinels in the exact spot they need, and they're still going to be pushing through. G2 is trying to hold this in a very weird position just on the other side of the wall, and it costs them the round. That is not normally what we see from G2, but Sentinels knew exactly what they were doing.
Now at map point for Sentinels. Look at this. The tag team once again from Jonah P and Jerwin was just beautiful. I was just about to mention there was a way to maybe slow down that round for G2 and maybe late attack into the B site because there's no hard Senti util that protects Cortesia inside the Viper's pit. But for G2, the amount of times I've been slamming for splits into the A site always results into good trades and plants, so they decided for that game plan. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. For this last round of regulation, they still have the operator in the hands of BBB, but big ults as well. And they'll finally go for that B-side slam. And the good news is, Jonah P is so far away that he can't support with the Hunter's Fury this time around. That gives a chance for G2 to really get in.
Just a 1 minute and 20 detection there. You think they might just wait till 1 minute to hit again, but Valen's still slowly waiting for these rotations. I don't know if they want to commit and leave him, because that's usually Leaf's job. So G2 is going to run down the clock here with a little bit of noise every so often, see if they can get something out of Sentinels.
Who the fuck getting an amber?
Oh. And that's what it comes down to, though. The pick from Baby Bay. Ult comes out. There's almost actually getting him, but now this feels like G2 is throwing a lot of things out there and getting nothing in return here. 30 seconds left. John Cutie's got an amazing read on what's going to happen out of elbow, but he makes a bit of noise maybe to draw it. Redux getting challenged towards ladder side, and Leaf is going to be able to win the mid fight.
Very players in, though. There's 15 seconds left. You have to commit towards the B side. There's the Hunter's Fury.
Okay, Jonah P finding out where it's going to work for him. 4 seconds needed here. Going to be able to squeeze into the site. Yep, okay. All right.
The inserts Leaf is huge right now, though, all the way back towards Troll. So they won't use a pit for the post plant, but it's still an element of surprise.
Just delay. Trying to get this round, trying to push it to OT. All the pressure on G2's shoulders as they are fully spread around the map with Valen still the last-ditch effort if they need him. That's safety.
Dude, Leaf is KZ across A.
Yeah, he is trying to get himself to safety, and he hasn't stopped moving this entire round to do so, and he makes the play between it.
No way!
The triple overall for Leaf. He gets taken down by Jonah P. Shock dart. Valen now that kingpin to get it. There's the defuse. They should have enough time. It's not even on the fast beep. It's Redux with the defuse for Sentinels win on Breeze.
Oh, you almost saw the hero play coming out from Leaf. But Sentinels hold strong, maintain the lead from the second half of a 7-5 scoreline, and to finish it off with a 13-11. Back and forth we went, big clutch plays from both of these teams. But it's Jerwin, Cortesia, Redux, Jonah P, and John Huey that held their ground and win their map pick of Breeze.
That's what I feel like. These fights are their own rounds. We have the round itself and then some grandiose fights. That was just Breeze, ladies and gentlemen. G2 and Sentinels are gonna keep going. That was Sen's pick. We go to Lotus. G2's pick next. Don't go anywhere. VCT Americas will be back after this.
Want to find your fastest server every time? Express like a pro and optimize your connection in one tap. Express and game without ISP throttling. Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks. Express and choose the VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. Outplay the world. It's time to Express. Unlock free cosmetics, including Lightning Kicks Buddy and more. Scan to subscribe.
I've reviewed tech for over 15 years, and this might be the smartest wallet I've ever used. So this is what most wallets still look like. Thick, overstuffed, bulky. This holds up to 12 cards, it's RFID blocking, it's made from aerospace grade plates, and it's designed for a front pocket. It's just engineered better.
Remember that card that I pinged earlier? That's their Find My Card, which you can track anywhere.
If I lose my wallet out here, well, I'll just ping it. And that's it. That's everyday carry done right.
This woman in Kansas City searched her name and found $6.1 million in unclaimed money. Like, what?
Wait, you don't know about unclaimed money? This is something everybody should know about. The government may owe you money, and you can go and search your name on binverified.com.
Go on.
Okay, let's say you have money left over from an old job, a closed bank account, tax refund, pensions, inheritance, security deposit. Each year, millions of dollars like this go unclaimed.
Wow, you need to tell me how I could check if there's anything for me.
Just go to binverified.com.
And Hunter ends it.
Redux, even though he's accounted for, he's still finding the damage.
Here with Coach Ewok from Sentinels. Sir, I want you to know the Sentinels fans were on their feet after that map. Incredible work from you. Something we want to know is about the waylay to the Neon. What was the reason for the Neon? Was it something to counter, something in G2?
Yeah, I can't share too much about that. But of course, we have German. It's comfortable to play both. So you never know maybe which one's going to come out. For us, certain times it's better for us to play with the Neon. Sometimes it's better with the Waylay. So yeah, we can do a bit of both.
So to be clear, anything can happen. It's not a switch. It's just we have a pocket pick now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, best luck on map 2.
Thank you.
Sentinels managed to pick up the win 13-11. G2 fought back, but it was Sen who managed to pick up Breeze. And you heard Coach Ewok there talking about The waylay.
What do we make him his cards close to his chest, isn't he?
Close
Yeah.
to
He
the
doesn't,
chest.
doesn't want to reveal anything. But listen, I mean, I have thoughts on it. I think
Sure.
Neon is a fantastic punish to the way that G2 like to anchor on Breeze in general. I think the stun on the fast lane to cut up sights. I think you were seeing it used to fruition with a lot of the split pushes that G2, that Sen were going for. With a lot of the fast execs, honestly. Neon is fantastic at that.
Yeah, it's definitely notable that you have a Sentinel stand that's playing with a lot of speed, and part of that is that Neon. Because typically with the waylay, you can get in there, cause some problems, get out. But this one is full commit, fast lane, go, 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 and it seems to work for Sen.
Yeah, and there's nothing really to worry about, especially when it comes down to the Sentinels on the other side. Sometimes we've seen some of the teams play that Cypher. That would have been maybe a problem with that Neon, but in this case, it was something that they could deal with pretty easily. So Sentinels look really comfortable, not only in some of the executes that they have and some of the dynamics that they had with this composition, but also even going into the individuals and how they wanted to play it out. I think this is something that is just comfortable for Jerwin and for everybody else.
I was really enjoying, I think, just every member of Sentinels taking pauses at the right time to sync up with the other members of their team as well.
Yeah.
They were never really getting ahead of themselves. And I think that Jerwin having to swap his role so heavily in terms of, what duelist he's playing, he was doing a fantastic job of either being like just the hard entry for his team, but also just stopping, pausing, waiting a little bit, not getting ahead of himself as Neon, very difficult to do, waiting for his team to sync up and get in the right position so that if he then took another fight, they would be in position to trade, they'd be in position to follow up off of the back of it, rather than getting ahead of everyone. They were very synced up, very drilled. It showcases, even though it was a 13-11, G2 ended up winning 2 of those pistols. This is actually Sentinels, if you look at it, go either way, Sentinels, it looks a lot more comfortable of a win for them, even if they just won 1 of the pistol rounds.
Yeah, for Jerwin too, we were talking about the 16 first kills that he got when he was playing against 100 Thieves. This time around, on this map alone, he got 8. The impact that he's having with his Neon is incredible, and it's something that, again, they can switch up if they want to, they can play the Waylay, they can play something else, but the Neon is just something that is always going to be strong for them.
Yeah, I mean, look.
All right, we're back, boys.
For me, doesn't matter the agent,
going for like
kid's
30 minutes
nasty,
for half.
okay? Just give him the keys to the car, and just let him drive. Just let him do his thing. Because so far, it's looking good for Sentinels. If you're a Sen fan, we know a lot of you are over in the crowd right now. You must be feeling pretty good about yourself, but don't feel too good quite yet, because Lotus is on the horizon. As you can see, it's a G2 pick. G2's also going to get defense on this first as well. So interesting to see how this plays out. I don't really think we're going to get too much craziness here as far as comps go, but kind of curious to see how Sen approached this.
I think G2 are pretty phenomenal on Lotus historically. It's always been like a strong map for them. They're quite comfortable to calling on defense. On the attack side, I was noticing issues where they would just, if they're going to run the same comp as they were before, Jorgamo on the Raze, they were really having issues of getting him into positions to succeed.
Yeah.
Whether it's him just...
Well, I wanted to ask you, because the player matchup, too, it was like a little lopsided, obviously. How are you feeling about Jorgamo's position on this team as being that solo duelist?
I've always felt like the G2 put the weight of the world on Jorg's shoulders, to be honest, expectations-wise, because all these other duelists currently have either a secondary duelist that they can play off to ease that pressure, good util combinations. It's not like he's being thrown into the maw and just being expected to do the most, but duelist right now playing in Americas. That's just a fact.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, listen, there's certainly a lot of pressure on Jorgamo without a doubt, and there's a lot of pressure on the coach of G2 as well. Here's Josh RT with Liz to give us some thoughts ahead of Map 2.
You're the coach of G2 Esports, Josh RT. That's about as close as you can get it, sir. But we are moving to your map pick of Lotus. We've seen you pick it before. We've seen you play it before. Tell me, what has improved on your team from the last Lotus to the Lotus we're going to see today?
I mean, we always make sure there's reps on the map, and we just take care of like different micro, maybe some swap ups and macro here and there. But the thing is, we're so deep in Lotus that we can always swap it on the dime and adapt to our opponents. So, I mean, that's why we picked it. I know they have a good Lotus. We saw it, and we just want to play our like comfort map for this one and get it to map 3.
Best of luck on map 2.
Historically, when we have been covering this G2 team, there's a lot of thought that goes into the maps that they pick and how they build out these series. And hearing Josh RT talk about that, Dan, makes a lot of sense. This is, as we had noted, a good pick for G2. Yes, it is good for Sen, but it has been historically a very good pick for G2. So it makes sense that they're leaning into things that will help them get to map 3.
Especially because they're going to be starting on the defense, and I think that is going to be the key. When we were talking about Sentinels and a lot of things that were going right for them, it was a lot of John Cutie and his idealing and how that was going to play out on the attack side. That is something that I definitely feel like G2 can counter on top of having such a strong game plan like they have on this map.
Yeah, Valen will have that opportunity to be able to call from the defense here. It's going to put that onus on John to make those mistakes potentially.
Yeah, and John QT, though, I don't think he's no slouch, to be honest, with his calling. I think he does a pretty phenomenal job of pushing and pulling. Last time they played Lotus on the attack side, John QT was running a mockery over the map in terms of the way he was just getting inserted either over towards the A-Rubble fights, calling for the rotations, calling for pressure at the right places. He is also a fantastic IGL. He is going to be giving Valen a run for his money as much as, you know, Josh RT in that interview was talking about Lotus is a comfort pick for us. The same could be said for Sentinels.
Yeah, this could end 2-0 potentially here if G2 are not careful. How the Sentinels look to ensure that they're able to secure a sweep here to close out this weekend?
I think it's going to be a little bit more of what we saw last time they played it for Sentinels. Is going to be what we've seen when it comes to the map control on the attack side. I think that a lot of the 4-1s that they've been playing, something that you were mentioning, Bron, and the way that they're able to rely the information on the other side of the map, I think is going to be crucial. I think there's a lot of things, again, that you can do around John Cutie, and I feel like this is the kind of game that both John Cutie and Valen like to play. The mental games of going around the map, trying to figure out what everybody else is until the very end, because none of them are going for those fast hits a lot of the rounds.
Yeah, it's a giant chess match, and they just relish in those opportunities. But of course, I think like G2, you have to feel somewhat pressured in this moment, right?
Yeah, they've been trying to act cool and nonchalant about it, but I think that they are a team that are probably feeling a lot of pressure right now because this is, as I said earlier, this is validation for their decisions. They've made their bed and have to sleep in it in terms of just, getting rid of Jonah P, bringing in Bebe full time, having this core roster now. They've stuck with it for most of the year, and this is the opportunity to prove that, you weren't really in the wrong with that decision making. And you are currently on the precipice of losing this pivotal matchup, losing a match that might even cost you a top 2 spot in your group. That's how important this game is.
Yeah, it's the stakes certainly. And look, and let's be honest here, right? You're going to get that you're fighting for that top 2 spot in this situation, right? These two teams, they're both looking like they're good playoffs bound squads, but there's a little bit of that subtle thing in the background there that's sitting there for both teams, you'd have to imagine. But hey, folks, just want to let you know, in case you're wondering, because Baby Bay's just kind of twirling in his chair there, we're having a little bit of a delay. It's been, like we said, it's the Odyssey. So we are gonna stick with this for a little while longer, but for now, and don't worry, we're gonna make sure everything's all good to go. And once we're good to go, we're gonna get the game started. Let's have some fun though, and let's see how well Jogamo and Baby Bay know the competition with a little game of Roster Mania. Check it out.
Odysseus!
Hey. What's going on, everybody? I'm Baby Bay. Got Alex here, Jogamo, and we're about to play Roster Mania. We're gonna be asking some yes or no questions, so let's get after it.
Okay.
Wow. Interesting, bro.
Is that upside down? I hope not. I actually forgot who I have.
What? What do you mean you forgot who you have?
Is he a North American player?
Oh my God. He's a NA.
NA player?
Yeah. Does your player have glasses?
Yes.
Nice. Wait, so many people have glasses in the room.
I know.
Wait a second.
I know.
I'm about to get glasses. What the?
You have glasses.
Wait, this was a good question, actually. Hold
you
up.
have glasses.
I know, I do have glasses. They don't know though, bro. No. Stage 2.
Have you ever played with this individual?
No.
You never played with this individual.
Wow, you must have had a lot of people I played with on there for you to ask that. That's crazy. Is there red on your player's jersey? Oh, I just realized something.
Yes, there is a red.
There is red?
Yes.
Oh, wow. How many you got left? I have 4 options, bro.
10.
I got 4.
I messed up. Okay, is he on a top 2 team in America?
No.
I already know who it is then. Wait, who's top 2 anymore?
That's
the question.
I don't know. I answered it no.
Actually, I'm keeping this one.
Wait, why is he still up here? Okay. All right. I actually only had 3 guesses though. All right. Is it you?
Yeah.
It's you. No way, bro.
And I have to make a blind guess, right?
Go for it, bro.
Not on top 2 in America. I think you got Oxy.
No, I didn't, bro. Not top 2 in America, but like you did get top 2 recently in something in Paris.
Oh, it's in America, not so it's Brock.
Timmy? You got Timmy, bro. That's why when you asked me, was he top 2? I was like,
That was a bad question.
Is he top 2? Like, I don't know.
The first
How
question,
can I answer that?
The first question was good, and everything else is grief.
Yeah, bro, you griefed yourself. This was Roster Mania with Jogamo and Bebe. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
That was pretty cool.
Sweets like a boom, hey, what you reppin', dog? Houston, Texas, dog. I ain't bum, but I'ma be a legend, dog. Ain't no questions or no second guesses, dog. Phone on D&D, I'm not accepting calls. We forever ball, leaving with it all. Whole city out, we going wall to wall.
Okay, bro, I hear you.
Hey, drop the confetti. We had to show 'em who ready. Flooded the watch with baguettes. We max it out, we go legendary. Yeah, we taking it straight to the moon. These diamonds just lit up the room. I go celebrate with my dogs. We handing out sweets like a broom. Hey, up, taking off. 247 not taking off. BDS stones ain't breaking off. All I know is win, I don't take a loss. Yo, taking off. GT3, I'm taking off. Locked in, we ain't finna play with y'all. Locked in, we ain't gonna play it off. I grind through the winter. Yeah, I grind through the summer. Go check the stats, we been putting them numbers. 100 million, I feel like I'm stunner. They wanna copy the plan, become us. Guess that's just part of the game, you dig. I had to work through the pain, you dig. Now we up popping champagne, you dig. Drop the confetti. We had to show 'em who ready. Flooded the watch with baguettes. We max it out, we go legendary. Yeah, we taking it straight to the moon. These diamonds just lit up the room.
What?
I go celebrate with my dogs.
What?
We handing out sweets like a broom.
Damn.
Up, taking off. 247 not taking off. BDS stones ain't breaking off. All I know is win, I don't take a loss. Yo,
I know that beat kind of hard.
taking off. GT3, I'm taking off.
I don't give a fuck what it's talking about. The
Locked in,
beat
we ain't
kind of
finna
nice.
play with y'all. Locked in, we ain't gonna drop the confetti.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's hard. Oh, wait.
Drop the confetti.
That was actually kind of a tough beat, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Whoever made that beat, they know what it was.
Welcome back to VCT Americas. Lotus on the card for our next map here for G2 versus Sentinels. A heck of a breeze match, 13-11 for Sen here as we move on to G2's pick. Josh RT feeling very confident out of the coach interview that this is where they can reset and make sure they give Sentinels a hard time.
Yeah, it almost feels like both of these teams just kind of want to follow the script to bring us to the third map of Split. Where all series ends with a banger on that map. But this second map of Lotus, yeah, I think it's a comfortable map that Josh RT said, but as also Brent mentioned, it looks to be a comfortable map for Sentinels as well.
Exactly.
All thanks to calling for John Q. This is a perfect map for them to, you know, play very slow in terms of their attack side too, and that's where Sentinels should be starting off on their attack side of Lotus too.
Very reminiscent of John Cutie just crushing with a bulldog over on the C site when he first joined the team. And when they were playing Lotus, he's like, wait, this guy is just a bulldog god. He is it.
And it's changed since, right? He had great support in the past when he was at that clutcher as a Cypher of that bulldog.
Yep,
and
yep.
also leading the charge for a title at Masters Madrid in 2024. But ever since then, all the key pieces around that champion win they're all gone. They're all in different teams.
Just John Cutie now.
So you had to try to rebuild going into it, but I think they picked up some really good pieces. I think overall, when you first started into the stage one with Jerwin joining in and Caillou unfortunately and Kaplan got dropped after kickoff, people were kind of doubting Jerwin going into it, right? He was a little bit shaky to start, and also when it comes down to the possibility of the players that could have took his spot. You know, the rumors were maybe Tens joining the roster, and everybody wants to see Tens play again. So, yeah, exactly. So big shoes to fill when that name's mentioned. But this time around, Jerwin is fitting quite well. Since, again, that's what, 5-month hiatus since they've had since stage one to be able to get that practice in.
One of the nicest aces to grace the VCT stage so far on that Summit game. Crazy stuff already. Just such a comfortable player. We kind of talked about in that first game that's such a hard jump. If you don't know, there is the jump map on the range, everybody. But just to go in, know that this meta isn't always I need util to make something happen, but really make it happen yourself.
Yeah, so now it's definitely going to be a big test for both of the IGLs for this matchup on Lotus. For Valen and for John Cutie, what masterclass can you call the look is going to be slightly different as well if the composition don't change for either of these teams, right? You're looking at the initiator role for the side of Sentinels should have Jonah P on the fade, whilst for G2, they opted to go for a Sky for their recent matchup. And that allows for them to be fairly explosive and disruptive for the Rubble control. Instead of going for like a Season 8, you're trying to blind players so that it comes down to the guns and not the util to stall the pushes from their opponents here for the side of G2. Sentinels have a composition that allows to play things a little bit more prudent, especially when you have the Haunt available here from that fade to try to find like the mid-round information as well by clearing the right corners if there's going to be some sort of a C-line push. So it's a very safe way to play, but it works to perfection here on how Sentinels approaches this map of Lotus.
And as we get prepared for this game, we do have a new installment of profiles, and this one is about the ick.
In-game ick. I feel like I have a lot of in-game icks. I would say it was when like someone make a really dumb play. It's the type of play that you should die 100 times, but they end killing it. Like and that's actually what pissed me off so much.
When my duelist no-com lurks, specifically in ranked, sometimes in scrims as well. Depends on the day.
People that are just very selfish, you know, like they never jump for someone, they never peek for someone, they're always, you know, like just playing their life really hard, and it's like, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna have to shoot them too, so like, you might as well just peek them.
Eu acho que meu maior problema no Valorant é a Neon. Toda vez que eu vejo alguém lutando de Neon, eu já quero quitar do jogo, porque o boneco é muito difícil de matar. Quanto melhor o jogador for, mais difícil é de matar, então a Neon no Valorant me deixa louco.
My in-game ick is when someone is clutching with low time and they just walk so slow, they clear every corner, and they think they have time to take a bite of their food and just take a detour. Bro, play the clutch. You got low time.
When people buy too much, and then like the next round they don't either have util or they buy like a guardian or something, I think that's a big ick. Like money management is a big ick to me.
Una de las cosas que me da cosita de ver dentro del juego es cuando no ayudas a un compañero que claramente podías ayudar y sos muy egoísta. Creo que eso es lo que más me da como...
Now that dude lost a lot of weight, bro.
It's the no-comers in my ranked game that just type all game about nothing. Straight nonsense all game.
All game, bro.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, just play the game, bro.
Just
like, you're not
play
that
the
good.
game.
Just
Thank you,
put the
bro.
fries in the bag.
Thank you, bro. Just put the fries in the bag, homie. Hell on, bro. Just play the
All right,
game,
folks.
bro.
So as you can tell, still a little bit delayed here, so we're making sure that everything's all good to go. And once we're all situated, we will jump into the action. Words are hard, and like I said before, this has been a journey. So that being said, let's go ahead and continue to talk about what we saw and what we are hoping to see from G2 in this series here, because they're down now. The onus is on them, Dan, to have to pick this one up. We heard Josh RT say this map on Lotus is great for them. They're going to be leaning on some of their core fundamentals in order to drag them to that third map.
Yeah, and we were looking at some of the numbers here as well when it came down to the post plans, especially on some of the things that were going right and wrong for them. And when you look at their match against Crew, they planted the spike every single time. Here against Sentinels, it was a little bit different. And I think it just goes back to something that you were mentioning, Brent, kind of questioning if they haven't tested already this stage. And against Crew, it feels like it was clean. They get away with the game plan that they wanted to. But here against Sentinels, there were some of the times that they were contesting it early on, that they were able to play for really good retakes as well. So I think that is also going to be a point of concern going into this map number 2.
I hard agree with that, I think, as well. G2 are, you know, when you hand them the world in terms of the quality opponents that they've been playing against, Cloud9, against Crew, those things, they've had an easy test so far, but now it's their biggest test yet. Backs against the wall, they're already down one map, and it's potentially one of the most important series they'll play in stage 2.
Well, good news, folks. Just got word the game is good to go. So let's go ahead and get map 2 underway. Send it back to your casters. Here's Rip and Van Silly.
We are about to get back into the action. We saw the players there doing a little agent selecting on their screens. A smile from Trent. A fix of the earphones by Baby Bet. There it is. And we're good to go.
And right into the agent select, we'll notice here that there's no changes. So back to what we were discussing before, the switches between, or the differences between the initiators from both the G2 and for Sentinels, and especially with G2 on the defensive side, expect for them, if it stays along the same type of style that they played against Crew, that, you know, Trent will from time to time try to set up Jogimo for these fast satchels, for fights right onto the boulders, onto the rocks, onto roots here to prevent any attackers from coming out. That's mainly here on the lower buys. So when it comes down to, again, the preparation from Coach Ewok and Gunter into this matchup, I think a game plan around the first 3 rounds here, from pistol round into anti-eco to bonus, should be fairly important for Sentinels to have a good start, good confidence to roll on their attack side as well.
One thing that kind of got Sentinels turned about was on the ultimates for Jerwin. Sometimes they had to chase a little too far. They would hit walls with Loud in those situations, so we'll keep an eye if that happens, if they've kind of shored up those protocols around the showstopper and when they want to focus on that. It didn't seem to have too much trouble switching to Neon, so should be right as rain getting into this. Watching G2, as you just spoke about their last Lotus match versus Crew, those flashes to retake, they really allowed the site to get a little breathing room, and then use Trent, the rest of the team, Baby Base Flash, to just crush down and squeeze Crew out of the site. Because everybody keeps planting back on that elbow if you're C, or towards that right side tree if you're A. Anywhere you get flashed in B. We'll see what happens. There's a lot that can go down here on Lotus. We are starting our second map of the series between G2 and Sentinels. And G2 needs this one to keep the series alive.
Going to the map vetoes as well here for G2. To go onto Lotus is also quite nice. We haven't seen too much Operator coming out from Jerwin on the last matchup against Loud when they won 13-6. And that might be another thing that G2 is trying to eliminate in terms of the win cons for the Sentinels attack and defensive side. Speaking about defense, aggro, it's G2 walking out, but first blood, doesn't matter. You'll get a first blood with the Sheriff here for Jerwin.
The frenzy for Jogamo as he pitter-pats a little bit of damage onto the team of Sentinels, but yeah, quickly cleaned up. And G2 loved pushing Mound there. It used to be messing with the door to start the round, and that is read by Sentinels.
This is going to make things a lot easier for Sentinels to get into the A side. Now BBB has no choice but to play this passively, despite him having all the Vice util over on the A side. This is still a lot of numbers to deal with. So he's just going to try to hold behind this wall, get some backup from his team. Needs to get the answer back here onto John Cutie.
Hopscotch. That trade onto Baby Bay. And they're going to switch this up.
This is nice. Trent was at a good spot here.
Trent with a good blind. Easy escape on that one. He backpedals to add a little bit more aggression here. And this just has to be Sentinels trusting each other that they have the angles they're watching right now. Nice. Easy for Cortezia to say. And they just wait for Trent here to make a mistake. Really nice use of the map towards that A side. And then calling, oh my God! No way! That should have been impossible!
Trent in the clutch one more time. What? The amount of times they had clutches on Lotus against Crew. A 3 versus 1 for Sentinels when he called the bingo when the last 2 players end up positioning for G2. And Trent pulls out magic one more time.
No.
No wonder he re-signed for another 2 years here with G2. Look at those shots.
I feel bad. I had no faith. I was in storyline mode. The man just hit every shot like it was nothing.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
I think no matter what team you root for, everybody was just up out of their chair or extreme O-face.
Remember, this was a 5 versus 3 for Sentinels in the pistol round where they shut down G2. They read it perfectly into how G2 wanted to open the pistol. They denied that push on that C mound. Dismantled the A site, took down Baby Bay, but unfortunately, just read the B and, well, read it correctly. They just lost here too. Such great aim by Trent. But this time around, it's a force buy that you see from Sentinels. Stingers across the board and looking to fight against a Spectre buy for G2.
Whoop. Up and over. A little concussion for Jerwin as he tries to get into the site. But they should be able to waltz in now that that wall's down. Yeah, and this is a breathing room that G2 will give, and they just flood with the flashes. Nice nade. Offsetting a little bit of this defensive push as Leaf starts off that kill feed in favor of G2. They're taking it slow. Yeah. Still no plant as Sentinels is trying to work that spike in, and G2 seems no reason to go any harder for this.
Why are we getting an overlapper?
One flash approach. Left, right clears. The Sentinel's doing a good bit of damage here. Jogamo and some armor, but that's going to be it. G2 grab round 2.
They are cooking them.
It's a Spectre sort of smoke too that was very nicely done by G2 to just stall the attack for Sentinel's plant. You saw that they were themselves were really set up to play within the site with the Stinger buy, setting up an aggressive Viper wall
like
to cut the rotates and to flood back from G2, but that was never needed. Great damage being done by Lee from the side of Waterfall, and
you know what I mean? Like,
it really shuts down Sentinel's attempt here to have a strong buy in its round number 3.
Everything's just on your side. When your teammate just fucking
again, when it comes down to just a scoreboard, seeing the last 2 rounds being retakes that worked out for G2 in their favor, it's, again, magic that happened for the pistol round. Nothing that goes into the storyline of, yeah, G2's really good on retakes.
Quick push from Leaf. They identify B is not the strat, but they have yes, they have identified Redux. The push from stairs returns nothing. And it's just going to be the orb grab here for the inserts they did have.
Game, but now he's on Omen.
Surprised too with the orb getting tapped up when the door is already red. Leaf decided to not break the door and spam through that wall to try to get that pick. I mean, he's got a Spectre to work with. He had no teammates to help crunch from the other side as well, so they wanted to play it safe and just allow here Sentinels to pick up some orbs. Jerwin being 2 away into the showstopper. Might try to lean back at least into a plant.
Crazy how
maybe see mount control if the orb wasn't picked up on that side. So one more time. Baby Bay is going to get contested here. Still great util from Jonah P to clear out the spot.
Got a flash just behind him. Oh, it doesn't hit too many, so he's just in the outright fight now. Tries to use the mound. Very nicely done to dip and dodge and get 2 out of that situation.
Just run away and go.
So that's 1 kill or picked up. You could book it somewhere and win 1 single duel on this 1v4 for Jonah P and get a plant. He'll attempt it with 20 seconds left here to move into the C site. Just because the wall's not there.
Ooh. They take these rounds, Van, and it does feel like they've come to life. I mean, they had Leaf's knife on the other one that gave him momentum. Trent's clutch on this one. They just got to be feeling on cloud 9 right now.
Wow, this is an interesting buy coming in from Sentinels. Pay attention to that operator. It's not in the hands of Jerwin here. It's going to be on John Cutie. And respectable because he tries to play that like a chamber. Bring it out towards the A-line, get a pick, get the wall up, try to fall back. This might be something, though, that G2 could be ready for. Remember, when it comes down to bonus rounds, quote-unquote, here for G2, because they've won 3 rounds in a row, they could be fairly aggro behind the raise and flash plays of both Trent and Jogamo.
They look to maybe punish Leaf with it right away. So you want to peek that again? This is exactly where you got to kill last round. On that front side B. Pistol round-esque strat here from G2 as they pressure mound once again, a little bit more force as Jogamo is up on the angle. So a huge read from G2, pretty much already on the round. They can flex already over towards B and lean towards A.
I love that. Just the prowler that you had from Jonah P. It goes up for a bit, so the call for Jonah P. to tell Jerwin to fall back for a bit. Don't over peek yet. And then he backpedal all the way back towards spawn to maybe try to win a duel against Jogamo here. But they both give up space. A little bit of pop damage being done here through smokes from the staircase. That's going to hurt a bit, but Jerwin has moved all the way back towards the A site to now activate the showstopper. They'll finish towards the B site.
See that vice wall here, the utility. Just going to basically hatch that showstopper on Trent as Jonah P gets the kill. Jogamo is going to try to wreak havoc from behind and make it feel weird to be in sight. Plant is going to be fully down. G2 is just waiting for the right moment to get back in. A nice job by Sentinels to spread out for the site here. It's going to be hard to identify all of their positions, and Baby Bay achieves one of them. It doesn't look like he's going to have too many options here to get out of this.
Dropped 31 last time around against Crew, but he won't pick up the numbers here. Decides to fall back and save his weapon, and everything that worked everything that was invested into the round here for Sentinels got value, so the operator from John Cutie still watching that B line to cut the rotates from the C line was actually quite nice. And again, that's thanks to all the information that John Cutie and Jerwin are gathering across the map at the beginning.
If you want to live.
You had a TP insert from Redux on the A side that says, okay, I'm not being pushed on that side.
Yeah.
So that's why they fall back. They try to scout towards C. They realize that push from G2. Then they could just activate it to a split on the B side, and it almost felt like Trent, if it wasn't for that showstopper, he was just trying to get one. Either it's the showstopper or the people behind him before Jerwin's able to react on the showstopper, but couldn't laser beam his opponents.
It was.
Was it really that funny, though?
John Cutie's going to hold that up.
Come on, boys.
And really able to play B lines and close up to the front side of B there. You're not playing against the Neon. You're not playing against something that's going to slide in your face here. So, yeah, they can get that pretty close up to the fight to help everybody and not just have to hold a long angle here.
Fake TP.
A little more of a feint towards A. And they just don't commit yet. They're expecting G2 to take their mound control again and have that early control.
I think they might force the pivot and the speed up here for Sentinels over on the C line after they saw here a Paranoia come out. The dog's going to confirm for G2 side that nobody's leading there, but they're still really late to try to assist Baby Bay here.
He just dodges on the Nightfall. They realize sight's clear, a blessing and a curse because Leaf is actually just outside the smoke.
Nice little timing that he finds as well. As you have just the satchels coming in from one end, the other ones are blocked behind the wall, so you're just trying to isolate Jerwin for the pick, and it ends up being perfect.
Oh, that gets everybody. If they can make their wins, Cortezia. More trades. Sentinels do a bit of spamming here. Caught in the reload. Jogamo takes a perfect timing there. And knows he's going to be playing without the team for this. Ducks his head down, tries to play the micro. Holy moly. Beautiful job there. Cortezia, though, on point with one more. Jeez. Joggamo's got a whole list of things to do in this situation and not enough bullets to do it. Vansili still just trying to dance around, and John Cutie's going to find that kill. Another round for Sentinels.
Just seeing John Cutie and Cortezia playing the 2 versus 2 on that C side, just reminiscent to how they played it in the past as well. In their last time that they played on Lotus, remember when Cortezia was telling John Cutie, this is a util that I have, this is how I could help you. Look at this timing. When the orb comes down, flash comes out instantly, forces Trent to look away, to dodge that flash, to allow here Cortezia to get the instant pick.
Wait, he's an upper too?
He's a caller, a clutcher, an opper.
And you mentioned that the role he usually plays too is that Viper just on the right side of the map with Sen making things happen on the left side. So they're ready to leave that op, like you said, in a chamber-like position at some point. And John just still receive info and make the calls from afar.
Yeah, it's almost like a look of maybe a little bit like Crew, when you have like less as a Cypher or whatnot working, or Viper, sorry, working towards the C side, despite him having the wall over on A, but it's the Omen that's lurking around.
Yeah.
And that's what Redux was doing for the past couple of rounds, but it looks different this time around here for Sentinels. It's a lot more slow. They're just trying to prod around that map because they know G2 is going to be on a low buy, so they're trying to see if any trap plays are being set up here by G2.
Yeah, Cortezia usually, whoa, Jonah P trying to calibrate the first few bullets there. Spike's still down, so this is all just investigative work that Sentinels is doing before they can confirm where they really want to go.
He's dragged 2 players, that is Jonah P rather, towards his B site. We should have an idea that there's a heavy lean towards C and B, yet Sentinels are still trying to group towards that side for a last second hit. Thankfully, they still have good util to work with, though. Han's already up on this side.
Let's see what G2 does when they're anchoring inside the site now and actually put a cap on that one. Jerwin goes down to the showstopper, but they're still trading on the low ground. Sentinels come up with 2 immediately to open the site, and they'll get a plant down with 10 seconds to refresh the time a little bit.
Yeah, with Jogamo dying, can't throw the paint shells.
Nice block, good block.
Yeah, wallbangs are not hitting this time around.
One on each end here. It's going to be tough for everybody to coordinate this, but it is a possibility. Baby Bay starts it off. That means a little bit of noise from Valen. That's huge. That's a very big ultimate. They're trying to get into the corner. It seems like Cortezia was able to save the gun, so maybe he's the one to be the hero in the situation. Shorties are out. Shorties are ready. The shots go through from Baby Bay, though. He is the blender.
The blender for Baby Bay, but a blunder for Sentinels. Because that door was opened up when they were trying to fight towards that C site for the plant. Yet I feel there was a little bit of a miscomm as to where Baby Bay came from. Because Cortezia was a little bit late to look back towards that C site, or at least the C mound. He went back and forth until here. Actually, it's Jonah P, unfortunately, that gets caught. Activates now. The Steel Garden comes in for the mow down.
Bro, doesn't miss a beat chewing the gum either. This man is multitasking his brain off. Thrifty coming in for G2. Successful post plant. Baby Bay on the Visop. John Cutie on the Viper up.
Love the no man call there from Baby Bay. And that's what we're talking about. The satchel onto route denied by John Cutie.
He can hop too? He can hop too? Say it ain't so, Vance. Oh my God. Okay, that makes G2 think twice about the situation. Baby Bay's moving up closer because he wants a chance at it. And he'll quiet the op on the side of Sentinels for round 7.
And that's a big pick. With them falling back right now, and also this wall is actually being placed towards B. So it's still quite decent here for G2 to play this 2-1 setup. They're not playing as close because Jonah P is still available. They can still prowler back towards the A line. So they just want to make sure that they can stay as far away as a prowler utility. Maybe trap their way back to fight against Sentinels, but the call back from John Cutie, despite being calling it from the grave, is working out. The perfect read to move into the C site to contest against Baby Bay.
Almost finds one there. And he's always looking. It's like he has that freedom to. The team lets Baby Bay push in, wants him to. Because the situations he can start to create are huge. Leaf trying one here. The door, the fake, but Cortezia almost gets the snap kill. Valen a little bit quicker there. And quick to the second. Oh, the spam shot! Getting Redux before he even enters the fight.
1v2 with Jerwin here. Didn't even miss the timing.
Oh. A 4K from Baby Bay into a 4K from Valen. G2 grab another round.
Big rounds. I mean, this scoreline is just unlucky for Sentinels. Because think about it, a 5-2 scoreline. You just talked about 2 quads from round after round, but the pistol round clutch as well from Trent.
Oh, that was disgusting.
So again, when it comes down to the macro and the calling from John Cutie on the attack side, it's to perfection. But the pulse plants, a huge issue for Sentinels so far. And that's just now on the micro. They're not playing perfectly to how we know Sentinels could really do. And they have to correct that, which is why Ewok's calling his timeout to discuss it with this team.
Vans, we're getting the op battles, we're getting people shot out of the air, we're getting people getting pre-fired before they swing a box. Oh, these guys are testing each other. And now a timeout for a moment of solace, just a break, so they can reset the thoughts to come in here even stronger as they come out of this.
We also have the display of the LAN experience too for these players. We had a little bit of a LAN special where Leaf was going for that backstab on that C mount, and he had Cortezia dead to rights, but heard the rumbling of the crowd in the Riot Games arena, and Cortezia turns around for that flick for the pick. At the end of the day, though, again, the storyline is G2's highlight kills out for so many of these players so far. It's not going to be Baby Bay trailing 31 kills like he did against Crew. It's going to be all.
If you low-key just fight for front of B almost, like you can just control. I mean, obviously they'll start fighting it. So once they start fighting it, you no longer can fight door. But the whole point of fighting for B is like to help fight door and stuff like that.
A little bit more difficult though, because they have Sheriffs to work with, only half armor across the board. Interesting enough here, it's a Leaf that's rifling. So both Vipers opping rather, not rifling for either team. And it works out for the first blood.
Slow double peek. One is surely to fall when Leaf is looking down that scope. Jerwin 2 away. And looks like it's going to be a bit of a ruse commitment here if they do decide to keep that far up at C. No. It's a full reset here. They're going to go back to spawn. G2's got a pretty good read on the round, though, so nobody's moving. The util's still set up. Sentinels are going to have a pretty hard time squeezing through this.
I'm also very okay to see Leaf the one opting for G2 so far. When it comes down to who's ever anchoring on that C site, the responsibility is there. I think the switch up that you have from G2 to put Baby Bay on the rifle on that B site, you see him playing behind Razor Vines and a Flash. He's just expecting, because Sentinels has a low buy, they have to finish last second for a plant into the B side. Kind of like playing Haven. You're on an eco, just bring your numbers in towards the B side, try to get a plant. But Sentinels are trying to move inside A. The Boombot's going to get some info of the push of Jerwin on the top of the staircase.
Yeah, and now he expects another person to be there. Rightfully so. 20 seconds on the clock. The inserts they have aren't finding too much. G2 is just staying so far back. They're making it hard to be found in their own sites right now. Jonah P is able to enter one. The spike's not even getting planted just yet. That's going to be clean. It'll give Sen a little bit of time here, but how much is the question? Oh, Valen actually is going to have to eat those paint shells. Tries to get a trade-off in time as Trent fighting with Jonah P back and forth. And they're just looking for safety around the outside as they get pushed around here. Jonah P solo, and yeah, it was a matter of time. They were just sniffing out the ring around the rosy. G2 comes up with another round, 6-2, as they start to take full control from the defensive side.
Yeah, and Jonah needed the ace to really get in there for the win for Sentinels on that eco.
Got 3, though.
But again, good util coming out for that side of G2 to really get it into that side. First off, him coming out for the trade. So when you look at the protocols from the timeout from Ewok saying play off each other a little bit better, and you're still allowed to do some good damage onto G2. Some good damage onto G2 in the previous round and get a plant down to keep the economy up. Now, an opportunity to swing things very aggressively for Sentinels. One pip away from Cortesia with the ult, but they could move in very quickly.
Check your pop.
With all the ults available for the side of Sentinels.
Yeah, the Vizalt's really big on this round. I feel like you use yours first, you lose, right? Cortesia can actually get that up this round. We'll see how it plays out. Just a dog over towards rocks, trying to clear out those roots. And that space is going to be taken by G2. It's been mound, it's been roots. They've just get a little bit more info, and the pit immediately. Wow. So the rest of G2 can start to lean fully over to the left side here and make Sentinels uncomfortable. That means Sentinels is going to have to go. Jerwin activates the showstopper, but everybody's hiding behind the curtain, so it doesn't even matter.
Thing is for Sentinels right now is that they might have to use all of their ults in this round just to capitalize on round number 3. So they'll try to get in this site, get this pit onto Waterfall to cover up on that side and maybe towards spawn, so they could play the spam from mound.
Just tries to play the growth of the pit for a second here. Here come the Vice Alts. And there goes Cortesias. So they trade them one after the other. Everybody's got to separate for a moment. Leaf always entering through the door, going to try to cause some trouble. Redux with the classic. Gets a kill as Valen trades that one back out. And the rest of the members really from Sentinels are hiding outside. A really nice spot for John Cuties. He's cooked.
That was a huge paranoia.
The defuse.
They're sticking it.
Baby Bang. Back down to half. That's going to be it. G2 members are wiped out, and Sentinels can breathe easy.
Dude, that was such a nice try, though. You saw it from that mini-map. The paranoia from Valen from the waterfall hit all 3 players in the front of that C site. 2 on the mound, 1 on the other. And as they're getting deafened, they stuck onto the spike for G2, and he was just inches away of defusing it under Sentinels' nose. That kill was huge from Jonah P as well, because that backstab could have been everything.
Yeah.
And look at that. Just all 3 of them somehow instantly laying up the scoreboard when BBB almost had that defuse. But remember, like I said, they use a lot of the ultimates just to get that 3rd round here for Sentinels. So things reset now, and G2 are going back into the mount control. It's a mixed bag of tricks, though, for G2 in terms of the econ.
Oh, what a flash. Turn around the corner. The Stinger picks up 2. What a return on that investment.
Double flash peek. That was super nice. Paranoia to a sky flash.
They've been trying to set it up every time. It's rinse and repeat till it works. And the reason they really don't fail on it is because you can always get out if you realize it won't work that time.
And the fun part about it too is usually when you're getting flash like that, you're just gonna spray hold mouse 1 with what's in front of you, hoping to get that person that's spraying towards the front, which is why Jogamo's satchel's on the top of the wall, like they tried to do a couple of rounds ago, so they could at least trade on that. But at the end of the day, it becomes just great shooting from Valen, this time from Baby Bay. With 40 seconds left on the clock and a 4 versus 2, I'm not too sure if you want to try to commit this for Sentinels, but John Cutie has been pretty good with the operator when they're scaling up here.
Bro, I got a lot of...
Such an interesting choice for this. Honestly, still seeing John with an op. And they take it into 2v4. Nothing really else to choose. 2 seconds left. TP's over, gets that plant down. They just on the other side. Nice shot. John Cutie.
It's like a nervous
makes a
feeling in
case
my
for it.
stomach, but I can feel it coming
Sentinels could bring it to 4 here. They've identified another. Paranoia is going to be good. They're just, I mean, Redux is making the noise, but John's silent. So that just gives him a chance to be the one to pop out of the woodwork and make something happen, but now it's going to be tough. All of his vision has been closed off.
You know he's not inside that smoke from that boom bot.
1 shot left in that mag. Hits it, as always, up into the air. Almost gets a hit onto Trent, but the defuse was coming through anyways in that time as G2 swarm it. Grab a 7th round here in the first half versus Sentinels.
Another one of those low buys for G2 that is converted into a round on Lotus so far. Displaying a very nice defense. Yeah, the flash actually hit Joggable at the same time as well, but it does its job. You got so much util to take down those 2 players in front of that C-Mount. Sentinels had no chance. Unfortunately, no magic. Unfortunately, no luck on the side of Sentinels when they're at a deficit. Unlike the past couple of rounds here for G2 when they're met with adversity.
Now they're sitting back.
I'm always going to think about that piss round from Trent in that first round. Rolling back the oh my Trent days.
You're not fighting, so they're not starting. They're just going to hold back on site. Okay.
Honestly, G2 in these moments where you might think they're down in a series, they're the ones you were talking about find themselves in the regional finals since 2025. They're the team that figures out how to get past the tough situations. Here it's just a second map they've seen. They're able to flip Sentinels on their head to start it off.
Because it is definitely going to hurt G2 in my eyes, their morale, right? We'll hold that thought for a second because I think this wall is going to come down and Jongamo might try to go for a pick.
Everybody scatters. The lights turn on.
Do not peek without smoke.
50 seconds on the clock as the spike is indecisive position right now. Really want to take it. It looks like it's going to be break room into B for the end of the strat, and they've chosen well. Leaf will be able to delay a little bit, but shouldn't be able to delay everybody.
As soon as they break this door too, Jogamo should be rotating towards the top spawn.
30 seconds left.
Because he has that showstopper to engage on the retake. It's a nice snake bite as well for Leaf to stall towards break room, giving a chance here really for that rotate from Jogamo to happen.
Yeah, they were already in waterfall for G2 here, so the firepower is present to take 1 member down. Sentinels, Seekers come out, nicely shot over. Not going to worry about the teammates as the fight comes first. Jogamo. His radar's beeping. Someone's close enough. And now what a retake there. Nicely used on the Seekers. We really hadn't seen the power of that just yet coming from G2 to throw it at Sen and just take all that space right back.
At least they save the op into the next round for John Cutie on the attack. That's gotten value for a bit. But again, to go back to that G2, what the importance of this matchup in my eyes against Sentinels as well. Not only on chance points, but it's also on the confidence and the morale, right? We talk about a team that's always so dominant in the Americas and always falls short going into the internationals. So if they start losing matches and start losing that title of being the most dominant team in the Americas as well, it's just a drop-off from the organization of G2 as a team. They want to make sure right now that they made the right choice by keeping Baby Bay, bringing in Leaf to still be a top dog in the Americas. A TP towards the back of the spawn, and Valen shuts down Redux.
Frag and IGL can't catch him off guard like that. The Seize is there, deafened, but it doesn't matter. He can still see the target, and that's all that matters for Valen. 12 and 5 there on the scoreboard as C is completely locked down here on the send fast strat.
It's interesting too, because usually the Omen TPs are holding towards this side, so you can really pull out the defense all the way towards that back to deny that pinch to happen.
Front step.
Exactly. At the front step, you get the insta pick towards that side, and you don't have to fully turn your back to into the C main, which allowed here Leaf to get the op shot right into the heart of Sentinels. That spike down, a triple high-low, spikes being guarded, and it's basically mission impossible for Sentinels in this last round of the half. G2 looking to bring this forward to a 9-3.
Talk a little bit about G2's prowess and them being at regionals, and this is one of the stages, Vans. I think we've seen some of the biggest ramp up from 100 Thieves, Sen, G2, you know, Lev still up there. A lot of people are playing at the top of their game. So it will require everything from these teams. Still here on the play as they mill about at the bottom of the site. G2 finds their targets. 9-3 first half. And that did not seem like they broke a sweat.
Smokes were going to be thrown before.
Yeah, I mean, they sweated a lot on that pistol round, but I think since then, in a double quad kills and going into like the second quarter of this matchup, yes, definitely. They looked very strong, confident here on the defensive side. And that masterclass calling from John Cutie was just not enough this time around.
We're going to swap it up. We'll have the second half of Lotus right after this. Don't go anywhere.
If you're coordinating it pretty good, I would have to say.
I would say I just feel my element.
I probably would say like
the biggest difference was
side,
the ghosting was
sometimes
immediate
it's really
change.
hard
If you
to
see
retake.
something and it's not actually
But
there,
if
you're
you
gonna
got the
miss your shot.
coordination down,
Black
bro.
equalizer and vibrance.
you're just a
I
better
can react
team,
quicker to it. I can shoot better.
Lotus can be an either side map, to be honest.
And that way I can always
but
trust them. That I can just
probably
focus on
favorite,
competing. My performance
in
will
my
always be at the top
opinion,
level.
more on the CT side. I don't know.
We taking it straight to the moon.
I don't know the stats of the teams and stuff.
All right, baby, I'm going to be the first to congratulate you. 31 kills for your age of 31.
You may already know that creatine is
appreciate
one of the
this.
most proven supplements to boost muscle growth.
Wow, man.
But this,
That's really great.
Important description there. Let me ask you, will we ever see you at 100? So like 100 for 100?
I mean, that would be insane. That would actually be insane. I'll go for it. I'll try.
I'll hold you to it.
If I can survive to 100, I will try to get 100 kills in Valorant.
I'll survive to 100 and make sure you like get 100 kills. I got you.
Fire. Yeah, great.
Best of luck.
Popping champagne, you dig? Drop the confetti. We had to show 'em who ready.
What?
Flooded the watch with baguettes.
Damn.
We max it out, we go legendary.
What?
Yeah, we taking it straight to the moon. These diamonds just lit up the room. I go celebrate with my dogs.
What?
We handing out sweets like a broom.
Damn. Handing out sweets like a broom?
247, not
That's kind of a bar.
VDS stones ain't breaking up.
Welcome back to VCT Americas. I'm just setting a date for 70 years from now to catch the 100
Y'all boys
interview.
want this?
You should too.
Y'all boys want
That's
this?
going to be
'Cause I
great,
want this.
I think.
Yeah, sorry, this Unk is probably not going to be here. I'll be there in spirit.
That's right, that's right. All right, let's get this second half underway and lock in with the #1 VPN, ExpressVPN. And we'll see if G2, now who put up a hell of a defense on Lotus, get to dictate the game. The Sentinels need to start clawing their way back in here quick. They got to find an answer.
Similar look for Sentinels too. Looking to fight and crunch towards Mound. So any type of contact that comes across, they tap that door, they fight, while they still also manage to take control of the front B side.
Like when he was first popping off.
Almost crew-like ways here from when they first were discussed as being one of the best teams that we have in on Lotus. Just to allow here fast rotates through these revolving doors.
Like Split is such a weird map because it can be a really
Just waiting for the
crazy
full
game
clear.
where shit just pops off,
Jog's
or it
got
can be
that
like
hop
a
up on
one-way-
lockdown.
A one-way game, like just one team is not playing.
And they're going in.
That's all
Full team death ball here. The right clicks are counting. Oh my gosh. Great damage coming in from the snake bite too that helped clear up some of those kills. Yeah, G2 really didn't even see anything they wanted in the site. They died to Sentinels and can't follow up. So we rotate back around, and this looks like it could be Very well,
Don't
flawless.
forget, bro. Trent did clutch.
Now Jerwin got that headshot through the wall there onto Satchel's in from Joggimo.
Yeah.
Only had one left going into that one, but that became a nice paranoia from Redux as well.
Bro's not healing his teammates, though.
Really stopped that push.
I guess they don't.
In my eyes, then it's a missed piece of util utilized here by Joggimo. Tried to use it potentially to break Razor Vines or something like that on the ground instead of really trying to disrupt towards Bend, which allowed that crossfire to stay clean.
No way.
Force Sentinels as John Cutie just got a nice little flick there onto BBB.
Quality tactic. All right. Spike money. Feels good for G2.
What do we have?
Maybe able to get some sort of a buy-in here to make it tough. I think 9-3 usually just wait it out. And where's the push going to come from? Playing together, like the duo, the Praying Mantis style defense here from G2. Oh, wait a minute.
Not this time.
They make you think for a sec. You know, you can't count anything out in this series right now. But yeah, not this time. Sentinels lock it up, and they'll grab pistol.
It was night 2 for Sentinels to just wait for the gas on the side of Leaf to deplete, to engage back into the flood, because, yeah, it would have been some big surprises. Okay, I take it back. The paint shells did land towards that bend. I just saw it just behind here. I thought it was just bouncing off the wall into the front seat.
All we needed was pistol, so trust it.
All we needed was pistol.
All right, let's see it.
See if they force up. Doesn't look like they're going to force up. All right.
It's going to have to turn into 9 more rounds from all that we needed.
I'm surprised, genuinely.
Talked about those Bulldogs earlier. Sentinels doesn't really go for any of the heavy buys as they come out of pistol there. No Phantoms, no Vandals.
What is the background
See
noise,
how
bro? It sounds
Sentinels
like
are just really
NPC
waiting
shit.
for anything to
You know
happen
what
so
I mean?
far.
Like, genuinely, it sounds just...
Finally, they're
NPC
using
stuff.
Prowlers to clear out that minute mark. Oh, that's a nice flash, though.
Well, still cleared. Even Paranoia, Jerwin plays close enough to make it not matter. And just like that, every time G2 have approached the site in this second half, they have been quickly shut down.
Cover going out.
Quick smoke. Oh. Cortezia heard every bit of that. Oh, but wait, alerted. Makes the situation a little awkward, but should be able to clean it up. No worries here. There's a nice push from the door coming out of Jerwin, and the rest of the team moving forward. Cleans up that second round after a little bit of runabout.
Great ways for Sentinels to build up the economy for the last 2 rounds, right? We talked about a 5 versus 2 that only lost 1 player in the process, and this one a flawless in the second one. So to try to build up the operator for Jerwin potentially here into the next round on the defense. Well, I guess after the bonus round. Let's start spinning that right away.
Oh, okay.
Nice little hopscotch there by John Cutie.
With the Spectre.
Ewok's enjoying himself.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's really flustered by the 9-3 scoreline going into the half 2 and all the clutches that happened for G2 on the first half. But let's see how G2 attacks their gun round against Sentinel's bonus.
My claim. Can we chill? Back up.
Smoke. It's good, hold it. Spamming off you. I can dog.
Watch out, C push. Let's hold our gaps.
There's 2A at least.
Could be distraction play to piece.
Just dog with the wall. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ghost!
Ghost dead.
On top, chill. Tuck. 2 more.
Okay.
They only.
Yo, we should just walk through the B wall.
BC.
I think.
Okay. Walk through B wall? Yeah, I think it's a good play.
Not peeking me. Could be like on the headshot.
He just reprowed it.
Dre, you can green light with this if you want.
He's reprowed again.
3, 2.
Keep walking then. Insta wall. Yeah. Box is not clear.
They orbed up.
It's okay.
Clearing the box.
They're trying to rotate with that.
Take break. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2,
No
1.
wall. Break.
Tuck.
He's gonna be A lobbying you guys.
2A, right?
It was, yes.
Smoking. Should we
Guys,
crunch
careful
C-Link?
scrim
Should we
plays.
crunch C-Link or no?
Yeah, you guys can. There's no wall.
Okay, I have to hold B.
We have good post here.
Watch out scrims. I have
Dre,
front
just
B.
go. Yeah. We have re-rep. Okay, just you guys can play a little
wall
bit
should
back.
be
I'm playing bull then. So leave me inside. I got flank.
Wall's dead. Advice.
Already close flank.
Holding with you.
One more. Beautiful. What's Seaside?
I'm flanking him. I think he's heaven.
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good. Don't
Flashing through the wall. Does he walk? He's in sight. I'm flanking him. I'm flanking him. Just chill. Just chill. He doesn't.
Guys, careful. Scrim
I'm
through the
reloading.
wall,
Hold.
okay?
He can't win. He can't win.
Break room side?
Break room side or
break?
pit?
Yeah. He's saving break.
What the fuck? How do you get there? Hey, good.
I'll make sure I wall your guys'
ninja.
A.
Make sure no ninja. No,
next
it's okay.
time. All right, heard. Well, they didn't know I fucking lurked. I didn't show it all.
Good.
Yo, I could tell you his util though. Hold on. Wall.
So from those comms, the green light too, the work towards the A side. So that's another way for them to activate going into the next round. But the comms continue to be very clean for this side of G2.
Bro said, "I can
as much
tell
as we
you
praise
his
how,
util.
you know, on a 2
Wait a
versus 2
minute.
scenario that
And
John
then
Cutie and
runs to
Cortesia, the
C
comms
to
run Sentinels are
look
always
at
really
his
good to
setup.
share the util that they have against each other. But
That
the
is insane.
instant
Like,
reaction out of the calls in the mic ring from
Just-
Valen is
that's
quite
just
nice.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because as they get met up by Jerwin pushing
like
forward
that
for the
would
judge and they
never
say, Tuck,
happen in
nobody's
my
really
games.
over committed. Just wait that towards that lobby.
Now they know where he throws his flag.
And then to just
where
make
he
sure,
hits the
too,
wall.
that they clear out every single one of these corners. So now G2 reaching double digits. We talked about the operator available for Sentinels, but it's the glass cannon for Jerwin, who stops Baby Bay with the walk down.
Knocks him down right away. They may not have seen the lurk last time, and they won't see it this time because he goes down. Cortesia also picks up the Odin here in round 16. Saw that from him a bit on Summit. We'll see what he can produce on Lotus. Now the rotation from Jerwin with that operator now to strengthen the A side, who's already have Jerwin and John Cutie.
This is so good rotation by Jerwin. If there's an overcommitment from Leaf into Spawn, almost caught him though, as Jerwin was trying to rotate towards the A site. This might be a cancel for G2 to go back towards that B site though. After the paranoia thrown by Redux, and they know the rotate from Jerwin. I don't know if re-hitting's a good idea here.
Sentinels is somewhat rotating back to their positions too, if that was the case. A quick shot, the no score, the quick scope misses. Up and over, there's a little too much to look at there for Jerwin, and Leaf gets the rope kill. A little bit of parkour to put a cherry on the round, but it would all be about getting that 11th one over on Sen here.
How did he, like,
John
lose,
Cutie
man?
tries
How did
to
he
move
lose?
in. That low regen armor. Doesn't even have any chip utility he could absorb to make it look like it's a good situation or a bad one for him. So it's just going to be the straight up fights.
Yeah, leave it to his hands here to try to clutch it. So with that drop, you know he's definitely committed to move inside this A site.
Right tap. Not yet. Oh, there's a bit of a gap, and he knew it. A quick one. The timing will it allow him to swing, and Leaf is going to duck right under that crosshair. John Cutie falls, and that's 11 for G2 Esports.
Bro.
Yeah, end of the day there for Sentinels, it's in that scenario. Just before the plant came in for G2, they just had to hit their shots. Jerwin did a nice little opener here, but there you go. Redux had him dead to rights. And then the op shot from Jerwin just missed on that second player, which gave so much space for G2 to take and capitalize there on Jerwin as he was forced to reload or switch weapons.
The button is hit. Ewok will have a chat with the team. Feel like maybe you're giving too much respect to G2 on those rotations. Rotating a little bit, but either doing it all or nothing kind of thing is where they need to be at. Because that seemed like an almost wanted to be everyone, and then they second guessed it when Sentinels really took the site. I'm sorry, G2 really took the site.
Yeah, I think the all or nothing is going to be the discussion out of this timeout because the economy is very low for the side of Sentinels. I do have to say, though, that they did, despite the scoreline, play it aggressive, and they did want to disrespect G2, which is why Jerwin was able to completely shut down that C line at first. You see now Sen City and the Riot Games Arena are trying to support the Sentinels team to bring and reel this back.
I want to add something. Hold on.
But if you want to stick to the script, we'll have a banger of a third map if it goes to split. And I'm not ready to finish this night yet.
I fucked up. I'm sorry. Remove that. What the fuck was that?
So showstopper in favor of Jerwin right now, and they are going for the gamble. We talked about a low econ in this. With this timeout, it's the all-in. Half shields across the board as well.
Yeah.
Why is it big ass
Cosmo's
letter?
gonna be able to flex his muscles here in sight. Needs to stab out the Prowler. Baby Bay cleans up 2 on the extremity and actually brings Jerwin to 20.
What should I make it? Every sub
Nothing
equals what?
that Sentinels wanted.
Wow.
Draws Jerwin in the air.
But to commit that onto BBB is huge, because now he's got 20 HP with a regen, and they don't have it for the retake.
They get him back into the fight. Maybe that counts enough. Jonah P is able to clear one as Trent has to backpedal a little bit, but Jerwin's on the timing there. 10 HP to try to push through the choke point. It seems like it's just all done here, and G2 is going to grab that match point. There it is. Valen takes the shot to clean up the round and put the pressure fully on Sentinels.
And BBB learned from his mistakes in that previous round, just tucked in a little bit more towards that right side, so he's not going to be showing his elbow in case there was some sort of operator or outlaw walking down. Look at how so tucked in he's in front of the quad boxes there on that C line to take 2 picks and to give here a great position for G2 in the post plant to flip the side as well to fight against a rotate. They knew it was going to be weak side on a retake for Sentinels. And now we have a 12-9 score line. Doable.
I love that we have John Cutie and Valen on top for the score lines. Both IGLs trying to lead their teams to victory here. And G2 has just had the swing of fences every time. Baby Bay again points up to the upper deck with the first kill on the round.
Dude, I never saw him in,
yeah.
in a POV of Drew, and that was sick.
Trent just on the other side. I mean, even under casting, in casting utility, he still has time to get the kill there. It just seems like they're catching Sentinels in the process of everything.
Oh, Jonah P still survives though.
Not sure. Got that safety jump in there.
So Seekers and Dog both spotted Jonah P and John Cutie on top side. Here's a TP towards spawn. Oh, thank God. Valen's not sticking it, but he still gets the information that they're playing passively for Sentinels inside the A site.
Baby Bay just got ult. Everybody's actually staying pretty far outside, so they should be able to dodge that, keep the arsenal alive if it's used here. I mean, it has to be, right?
Nah, the one in tree is going to get fully hit by that one too, but instead, G2 wants to play the contact.
Oh my God, fail.
30 seconds left.
He drops it. Oh! Man. John Cutie picks it up, is going to go ahead and get that Phantom. Waiting for the team, but he's going to be pressured. They're going to try to squeeze him in on this one, but he's not going to be taken down. Here comes the ultimate from Baby Bay. Oh no, Baby still has his. That was Cortesias to pressure the moment. Oh my God, so much happening in the end of these rounds, and Sen, they're gonna read it all and take one for themselves.
That was insane by John Cutie. To be able to stay alive in that back of the site and to delay enough for Cortesia to move in with him for the high-low to get that final kill onto Baby Bay. It almost feels like they wanted to play aggressively. They were the ones here for G2 that wanted to disrespect Sentinels here.
Come on, believe in this shit. Come on, why does everyone push you there? I know, I smell so good.
And that's exactly my question as well. You have the steel gun in towards the end. You have the information where John Cutie's at. You can plan to play the post plant.
Exactly.
But they just wanted to try to finish the round now for G2. Instead, Sentinels has some room to breathe. Ults as well that they could cycle to start the comeback in this game.
This round starts loud, but it's just utility. Everybody's still milling about the map, mostly for G2 to look for that second hit right away here. In just about 30 seconds into the round at sea.
They ping. They know exactly where the flashes are being set up here by Cortesia, who hasn't really set up and changed his util.
Shot him in the big toe. Enough for him to get a kill as they trade through. Remember, this is a little bit of a lower buy for G2 here, so anything they can pick up helps.
But the 2 times that they had the mixed bag of tricks on this map, they convert it into a W. Now they have a post plant. Thankfully, though, for Sentinels, the Nightfall would be huge here for Jonah P. He'll scale back with the rest of their team from the top spawn.
Kill here fast enough for John Cutie means pit 2, but he's going to be one of the last ones entering into the fight. The Nightfall goes through. Jogamo's just on the outside towards elbow. He's going to be able to deny anything on that. John Cutie gets his ult, not even going to be necessary as they start to move in. Jonah P. The door game. Jerwin's trying to play it, come in at the right time. What a clean up on Trent. It's going to be another one, too. That's going to be the defuse. Sentinels somehow stay alive on that one. Knowing they can push in with confidence to the low buy of G2 was all they needed.
So we talk about continuing the ult cycles. Jonah P using it. It doesn't hit too many people, but it does give enough information that players are playing outside of the C site. So to open that door for Jerwin to take control and also just dominate that 1v1 against Trent. And with those kills and a retake, another ult is available for Sentinels. That's a pit available for John Cutie. Gonna instantly set it up here towards the C line, and the yacht from Jerwin. Maybe to start. That might be the first thing. If he doesn't see any pressure coming on that side, he might save the pit for a later round if you're able to survive this round here.
They push Jerwin off the line. He still wants it, though. Oh, my God. Phelan is so quick with it. This series, especially on Lotus. We said he's leading the team right now on that scoreboard, and the confidence is bringing everyone with him. Looks like they are going to still set up on C here.
The wall's going to help John Cutie. They'll have Razor Vines to support from Cortezia, and a Snakebite still available as well. So G2 realizing here that they can't really move into the wall. With the insert from Valen, he hears it from his point of view, but it's going to force now G2 to pivot elsewhere across the map.
This is, except for Joggamo, this is one of those low buy armors for G2 now, as the teams are just sorting their economy back and forth to keep the best buys for themselves here. Ooh. And that's a clear, great combo. They'll back off.
The smoke throwing towards that staircase, though, they know here for Sentinels that it's a G2 pivot back towards at least C.
All right, here's that ult we were talking about. John Cutie was able to grab last round, is almost forced out of it immediately, but he's got Cortezia just on his left now as John starts off. And there's a 1 and a 2. Incredible, these two together. How much they energize the site retake and make it happen like it was no problem.
Remember, Chad, this was also another 12-5 scoreline. Sentinels are finding life here to fight back on the defensive side. And the interesting thing right now is 3 rounds are strung in a row by Sentinels, yet G2 still has 2 timeouts to work with. But Josh RT doesn't want to call any single one because he doesn't want to give a chance here for Ewok to chat to his team. Remember the first map, that was 2 rounds converted from the timeouts from the side of Sentinels. And you don't really want to give him a chance to come back in this game.
Yeah, he does have a good success rate coming out of those timeouts for the Sentinels. It's a great point that Josh would just allow Valen and the team to flow through this. It's 1 more round. There's nothing you can really tell them to make that happen. It's just got to be the shots. Jerwin's a little bit lower here. Another low buy for G2. Should have weapons for the next one. And Sentinels are seeing what they can source out, knowing this lower buy could create a little something weird here for G2. They wait patiently a few of these inserts.
Oh,
yep.
Prowler missed, but yet somehow Redox still gets that kill onto Leaf.
They're really reading each other right here. They're just waiting to see who will make the trade first. Sentinels coming up actually on top of that one. 2v4 now as G2 have to work their way in. They're just being pressured to do so. The TP, Valen's got a bit of a sneaky play here. And John Cutie a bit quicker on the trigger. Keep Sentinels in it, 12-9.
And now 2 of those mixed buys from G2 not converted once they take the attack side as well, and you're starting to see the confidence coming out from Sentinels. And what was lacking from their attack side of not playing together has been nothing but near perfection for all of these rounds on the defensive side of how they're playing their defense for Sentinels as well. Now converting 4 rounds in a row. Ult available for Cortezia with the Outlaw, and he's holding that solo towards the A site. That gives confidence here for Sentinels to focus more of their resources to fight onto the C mound, where G2 is currently starting.
I was gonna say, do they push? It feels like they've had such an advantage, just almost being a nuisance, but not fully revealing themselves here. It seems like they definitely sniffed out John Cutie.
You see, it's a similar setup to how G2 is currently playing towards Mound, but really the only thing that they have is a Paranoid to stall that. But you can't really throw that Paranoid because it would hit John Cutie at the same time. So it just becomes one of those try to get away from a different angle. And speaking about angles,
they're actually making this
nice little sliver peek out from John Cutie and also from Cortezia.
Oh, dear. Come on. They're actually making this comeback, boys.
In a flawless moving Sentinels up to double digits as well.
Kind of crazy.
I think it's about time to call the timeout for Josh RT.
You might have to. You might have to. The operator, as you said, the Odin being out, puts Sentinels back in their full defensive mode, where they know exactly what they want, when they'll peak, and what makes them peak. And really, it's their own terms on that one.
Timeout immediately.
Hit the button. We're into a timeout here for G2.
And he was reluctant to hit that button, but he also smashes it with anger.
Okay.
Very disappointing on the look of G2 here on their attack side.
Will this be the winning round?
I feel like
G2?
that.
Or are they going to say
Pivotal moment it was when we were trying to fight John Cutie inside that pit.
That's how it
Instead
usually
of
goes.
playing into the protocols that G2 is always so good at. To get the plant down, utilize the ult to their advantages, play off the spike and play off the time. And since that round as well has been the Sentinel string of rounds on a defense. And when you're looking at the timeout too, the economy is still very abundant for Sentinels versus what's left for G2. It'll be another low buy once again, just enough so they can have a strong buy for the last round, potentially if this is pushed to another last round of regulation. Let's think about that timeout, what they have here. For me, it looks like a very quick explosion. A paper rake style where you just flash towards that front of the B side, double satchel in with that showstopper, get that space.
Yeah.
And play inside the site with the stingers.
Okay.
But Sen City and the fans right now don't want it to happen. They want to see Sentinels push this into overtime.
Don't get it twisted though. Sentinels love to
Go Valorant.
Very likely a top 2 spot on the line through this series.
Yeah.
And Sentinels is making a run for it to make sure G2 doesn't have a say there. Right towards B, G2, instantly inside the site. It's going to be actually hard to take this back from the Stingers, from the pit.
And the fact that they were able to get into there without using the showstopper is huge. Now they have big ults to use into the post plan. It's going to be so many ults on this 5 versus 5 retake.
Steel Garden. I mean, it's going to hit everybody except for Leaf. Or, I'm sorry, except for Baby Bay on the outside. They start to go in. The kills coming through fast for G2, but Jerwin, a cause for pause there as Sentinels get a scratch back. Are they moving too slow is the question. No, there's 3 more from Sen. Leaf is that one alive inside the pit. This is going to be incredibly big from Redux, and it's Leaf. The round they needed to push it to split. G2 take Lotus.
Almost had that flick there from Redux to save that round for Sentinels. But the fact that Sentinels allowed G2 to get into the site with all of these ults